A late race surge and a truly remarkable last lap pass granted Robert Hanrada his first victory of the year, and with it, a 15-point lead in the championship. And while that may seem slightly unassailable, the final round takes place at the biggest wild card of them all, Daytona. In a race that is sure to produce thrills, spills, and of course excitement galore, there is truly no better place to hold a championship finale. Hello everyone, and welcome to the 10th and final round of the 2023 Sunoco Winter Series live here on Podium Esports. My name is DJ Clark, and with me in the booth is Jake Reeves. Eddie Smith is our producer tonight, and he's using cameras provided by the great Dougie Beard. As we transition over, once again running in the NextGen cars, it is time to let these cars loose around the World Center of Racing, much as it will be in a couple of weeks' time. Jake, it's time to go racing.
Yes, sir, DJ. It is time to go racing, and I've been waiting for this bad boy all day long. I mean, what else can you say about the World Center of Racing? Daytona, I mean, world famous, obviously, World Center of Racing. It says it right there in the damn trial up above the grandstands. This place is absolutely fantastic. I've had the pleasure of going to this racetrack and getting to see it in person. I'm telling you, folks, if you've never been to Daytona International Speedway, go to it. I guarantee you right now, you will get your money's worth.
Yeah, that is for sure, and no question about that at all. But let's go ahead and look at where we've been, because we are in the final round here today. We've been all around this country, going to the greatest super speedways that we have to offer. Talladega Auto Club, the old Daytona, the new Daytona, New Atlanta, all of that leading to this. And there you can see only one two-time winner over the course of the entire series, that being Shane Wyatt, who does sit third in the championship standings, only 20 points back.
Yeah, and I mean, DJ, that's what you get, well, you know, with the super speedway aspect of the Sunoco Winter Series this season. I mean, you know, we said it, you know, for 10 weeks, literally. Anybody has a shot to win at these super speedways, and it proves it right there. I mean, you saw Alex Huffman get a fantastic win in the 87s. Shane White got the COT here, but obviously a back-to-back winner. Check it out right there. The two times that they was at Daytona, Shane White took home the victory. Guess what, folks? We're back at Daytona. He may end up trying to go for the three-peat here in Florida. So, I mean, that's what you get with super speedway racing, DJ. You just never know what's going to happen. Everybody's got a shot when the green flag drops.
Exactly, and that's the kind of thing that we look forward to. But we've mentioned it a couple of times. Let's bring you to the all-important points gap here at this point. Hanratty leading the way with one win in 332 points. That's 15 points ahead of Miranda and 20 points ahead of Shane Wyatt. Alex Muscarella, Kip Easley, Austin Shoemaker, Richard Swavely, they're in with a shot at this. Let's be clear. It's not out of the realm of possibility for them to make up, but it is a huge gap to try to go. So rest assured that you're going to see a lot of these drivers, if they have an accident early on, they get involved into an incident, they're going to come back out on track because they want to get as many points as they can. But realistically, we're looking at that top three: Miranda, Wyatt, and Hanratty.
Absolutely. I mean, and Robert Hanratty, folks, he was actually at the points lead earlier on in this season, and then ended up slipping down just a little bit. I think he slipped down as low as fifth, which is where Kip Easley is sitting right now. So, good drive for him to be able to jump back up there and grab back hold of the points lead, because Mario Miranda obviously won at Talladega and then went into last week, and all hell ended up breaking loose for Mario Miranda and that number 99. He was not able to keep the points lead leaving Atlanta. Robert Hanratty got the win last week, able to jump him. So it's going to get real interesting right there. Basically you said it, DJ, 20 points separating the top three. Oh, it's going to get good tonight. I cannot wait.
Neither can I. And let's take a little bit of time to talk about this track in and of itself. Daytona Beach, Florida, the spiritual home of NASCAR here, as we get down on that Google Earth view and take a look at this world-famous speedway. 31 degrees of banking, around 2.5 miles. The only oval that's bigger in the world, well, there's only one that's equal to it. That's Indianapolis. And the only one that's bigger is Talladega.
Yeah, and that is in my backyard, Talladega Superspeedway, one of my favorite tracks. But Daytona, the sister track, it is also one of my favorites. Like I said, got to experience this place firsthand back in 2022 and actually got to see the night race here. Granted, it rained it out, and then we had to see it the next day, and then that's when they had about a 20-car pileup over there in turn number 2, when the rain fell. So we got to see all that happen, but absolutely gorgeous facility that these drivers is going to be on tonight. And a lot of racing takes place here, obviously Supercross and everything else, but keep in mind also too, DJ, Podium 500, it's coming up here very, very soon. And then also, this is the same place where the Sunoco Cup Series is going to kick off their season in late February.
Yeah, it certainly is. Make sure to tune into Podium Esports for both of those incredibly exciting events that will be coming on down the pipe. But as we said, we've kind of taken a view through history in the course of the cars, and we end up here today with the NextGen. 670 brake horsepower from a naturally aspirated V8, a 5-gear sequential gearbox, 3,500 pounds. These are big, monstrous machines here, Jake, and they are made specifically for superspeedway racing. Those front grills, the bumpers, made to lock in to give it benefits to that bump draft.
Absolutely, and folks, these cars are very, very aero sensitive as well. You're going to see guys try to get down and try to side draft one another, try to be able to pull them back. You can easily, basically, like you said, DJ, be able to lock those bumpers. But, like I said, you're going to see guys up on the top side come down, try to side draft guys. They can easily pull each other apart just by coming down a little bit and just trying to come down and be able to break them up. So you're going to see a lot of that happening tonight. Also, iRacing had an update earlier this week. Got the brand new Toyota and the brand new Ford here for the Class A cars. So, we're going to see them firsthand right here with this new update that iRacing put out. We're going to get to see kind of what the updated look's going to be, and we're going to kind of get to see how these cars is going to react since they got the new model.
Yeah, going to be very interesting to see that and how they will be able to respond to all of that. But right now, we've got a little bit of qualifying to take care of. And early championship contender Mario Miranda asserting his dominance up at the front of the field with a time of 49.379. He's going to hold on to the top spot. Alex Huffman currently trying to see if he is able to get onto the boards.
Yeah, we're going to see what he can do right here. And usually, folks, it would be the first lap would be all the way around the top side, but how everything has evolved within iRacing, it's best to just go ahead and get both laps down on the bottom. You can go ahead and get that warm-up lap started up on the top side. There you see Shane White. He's coming around to complete, or from what I'm assuming, completing his first lap. I would think he would drop to the bottom. But some guys end up wanting to keep it up on that top side to try to keep as much speed as they possibly can, which is exactly what Shane White is electing to do. Most drivers just go ahead and just burn the first lap. Don't even worry about the second lap, because in my experience, the second lap is actually slower if you try to run on the bottom both laps. So you want to try to build up as much speed as you can, and that's exactly what Shane White's doing right here, keeping it as high as he possibly can. I mean, straddling that dotted white line all the way around right here on the top side. Then once he gets done with that first lap, he's going to be all the way down on the bottom of the racetrack, all the way up against that double yellow line, which is something we're going to have to keep an eye on here tonight, DJ, because they cannot pass below that double yellow line to improve their position. And there you see Shane White putting down a pretty good lap right here. Not as good as you would think, I mean, but he's way back there, but we're going to see what he can get on this hot lap that he's putting down.
Well, exactly. As you said, this second lap really going to be the money lap as he goes around. So currently 18th, by the way, an update here on your other championship contenders. Looking for Robert Hanratty through the field right now. And it looks like he has not qualified yet and doesn't look like he's headed out on track. So that may be a little bit of an interesting situation if he chooses not to come on out.
Yeah, I mean, it could be very interesting. He maybe ended up playing that wait and see strategy. And there you actually see Shane White. I mean, you can do this right here in qualifying, folks. You can go all the way down below the double yellow line. And how about that? Almost knocked Mario Miranda off the pole. Shane White's going to be right there on the front row. So, yeah, I mean, DJ, you called it right there. It's going to be very interesting to see Mario Miranda, Shane White, Robert Hanratty, those three guys, top three, separated by 20 points. Hanratty ain't even going to qualify. He's going to start in the back, while Miranda and Shane White looks like they're going to end up starting on the front row.
Yeah, they are indeed. Let's go ahead, as it looks like drivers are done qualifying here, to run you through your race analysis, because this is going to be a long race, 100 laps, 250 miles, halfway, as we would say, for the Daytona 500. Pit road speed limit is only 55 miles per hour. That could be a storyline over the course of today. Drivers trying to get down to that 55. 3 green-white checker attempts. It is a fixed setup with 4 tire sets available. Could we be talking about those tires over the course of the race?
There is a possibility that we can be talking about it, but obviously, I mean, with their first pit stop, I don't really think anybody's going to be trying to shoot for tires at that point. But, with Daytona, I mean, it's a track that's not really worried about handling as much. But you never know. Some guys may go out there on a fixed setup, may not have it set up to their liking as a custom setup, and they may end up not liking how the handling is. They may end up going in and getting tires. It's really just as far as handling goes, DJ, as to whether or not they're going to take those tires or not.
Yeah, it's going to be a big question there to see how that will break itself out. As we take a look here and run you through the starting grid, it's Mario Miranda up at the top of the field, Shane White flanking him, to your championship contenders starting exactly where they want to be. It's the leader of the Drop in the Hammer team in the form of Steven Stepien, Stephen Harlow to his outside in P4. P5 will be Chris Shoemaker, and Charles Stevens lines up in P6. Moving on back through the order, it's Austin Shoemaker and Chris Progar in P8. P9 will be Justin Erb, and Isaac Bach rounds out your top 10.
Then James Kunkel will start 11th. Dakota Curtis will start in the 12th spot. Richard Swavely will start 13th. Alex Huffman 14th. Alex Muscarello will start 15th with Justin Winters in the 16th spot. Stub Nation back there. Timothy Stubblefield in the number 92. He's going to start 17th with Chuck Phelps, the Marine, the veteran. He's going to start back there at 18th with Kip Easley in 19th. Jesse Whittington rounds out the top 20.
As we move back to 21st, it will be your other championship hopeful in the form of Robert Hanratty. Casey Knighton will be in P22. P23, Dustin Reeves and Josh Lunkovitz will round out your field of 24 drivers here today. And as we wait for everybody to get their way on through, we've got a little bit of an opportunity to talk to one of our championship hopefuls in the form of Shane Wyatt. Shane, starting on the outside of row 1, that's a pretty good way to start off what could be a championship run for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be an uphill battle the whole way. Robert's got to have a really bad night, and I've got to have a really good night. And we're teammates, so it's definitely a tough position to be in. But we'll do what we can to stay up front and just let the rest play out like it will. We'll can't do any more than we can do. So
All right, that seems like a pretty good strategy there for you. Let everything play out as it will. Shane, I don't want to take too much away from your pre-race prep, so enjoy the race. Best of luck to you, my friend.
thanks, guys. Have a good call.
All right, thank you. That was Shane Wyatt, driver of the number 27, and I think that's a great strategy and a great mindset to have. Let things come to you in a race such as this.
Absolutely. I mean, that's exactly what you want. I mean, DJ, this is the longest race that the Sunoco Winter Series has ran. I mean, triple digits. I mean, 100 laps. We haven't run that all. Literally all season long. So it's going to be a waiting game. It's going to be patience. It's going to be who's going to be there at the end. It is a marathon, just like the Daytona 500 is. It is going to be a marathon. It's going to be patience, like I said. All we can do right now, DJ, is kick back and love this right here, because I'm telling you, I am absolutely ready to see exactly what's going to happen right here.
Yeah, I'm ready as well. And any names, obviously, we need to be looking for, do you think, towards the back of the field that may be aggressive here early? Obviously, Hanrata, one of them. But anybody else that's maybe a little bit out of order that could be a little bit of a wild card here early on, Jake?
I'm actually going with Timothy Stubblefield. I mean, Stubblefield back there, he started in the 17th spot. He's had a very, very good week. He's actually ran Daytona twice this week. In previous leagues, he actually finished second in the Friday night league that he was in that truck race that was here on Podium Esports. So I got my eye on Timothy Stubblefield. He's back there. He may be a little bit aggressive trying to come to the front.
All right, keep your eye on Stubby, but drivers now keeping their eye on Barney the Flagman as they get into the Geico start zone, and the green flag flies. We are racing here in Daytona. It's a perfectly good getaway there from Miranda and Wyatt up at the front of the field. Harlow and Stempian going to hold in behind as the 84 of Charles Stevens moves down to the low line, and Wyatt immediately with an aggressive move to come down low and cut off Miranda.
Shane White is trying to announce his presence here at Daytona and jump down right in front of Mario Miranda and try to lead this inside lane. He's going to kick Stephen Harlow all the way back. He's actually getting help from Chris Progar now. Progar trying to get up to the back bumper, maybe try to give him a shove. Isaac Mock up there as well. A lot of help down there on the bottom side, DJs. It looks like the top side may start to dissolve here in just a couple of minutes.
Well, it's a little bit of what we saw last time out at Atlanta, that high side where we thought it was going to be. Oh, Miranda with an aggressive move, not waiting around there. He is going to try to leave Wyatt in the dust. Stempian's going to follow him, and just like that, momentum given back to the high side as the 33 of Stephen Harlow gets a little bit of a push up forward, and that's going to be Progar and the 47 of Isaac Mock pulling him along.
Well, hell, just throw patience straight out the window and just go ahead and get it on right here on lap one. How about that? Mario Miranda gonna shove it all the way up to the front, but he's got to watch his outside. Here comes Stephen Harlow. He's got Chris Progar to his outside, and Steven Stempian shoving Mario Miranda going into the turn, but it looks like the top side is starting to gain some momentum. Stephen Harlow is clear. Progar right behind him, trying to see if maybe he can get clear, maybe try to take the lead. But for now, Stephen Harlow has the lead here at Daytona.
And the driver that's going to make the move down to the inside is going to be Isaac Mock as he brings his way on through here at this point, trying to be able to see what they are able to do. Oh, left in the sucker hole there at that point is Austin Shoemaker. He's going to find himself right in the middle. Big wiggle out of the 48 of Alex Muscarella, as it looks like there Mario Miranda giving a big shove to Isaac Mock. We ride on board with Shoemaker, who is just losing positions hand over fist.
Yeah, he tried to jump down in front of Miranda, but it did not work. And, I mean, it is what it is right there. He tried to jump down. They didn't let him down, and he almost got turned into the infield. So, unfortunately for Austin Shoemaker, he's going to slide back a couple of spots. But we keep an eye up here on the front row right now. Stephen Harlow, Isaac Mock up here at the front. And Mario Miranda, he's going to shove Isaac Mock all clear. And Miranda, he is clear. He may end up trying to jump back to the top. He thinks about it, and Mock goes up with him. As they're looking three wide back there, Progar thought about trying to make a hole, but thought better of it and backed away. Here comes Steven Stempian on the inside for the lead.
All right, things getting a little bit hot and heated here on lap number 4. Maybe contact there with the outside wall for Isaac Mock as the 99 of Mario Miranda jumping back and forth on those lines trying to find where it is. But as you said, Stempian down to the low side. He is going to have the lead. The 27 of Shane Wyatt going to hold in behind him. Thought about making a run up to the high side. Is anybody going to try to move up? It looks like the 84 of Charles Stevens is going to get a little bit of a run. But now Isaac Mock gets the shove from Miranda, and that'll push him back up into P2.
And here comes Chris Progar trying to get up here and maybe help these two guys out. But there you see Steven Stepien. I mean, think about what happened just a couple of short weeks ago. Steven Stepien thought he had the win in Talladega, and then Mario Miranda able to shoot around the outside and get him coming off of turn number 4. So you know Stepien's thinking about that. He wants to try to get him a win before the Sunoco Winter Series is over with. And Shane White trying to help him out as much as he can. Mock up here on the top side trying to get Miranda to help. And how about Charles Stevens up here as well? He's on the inside trying to get rolling with Harlow right behind him. But looks like Steven Stepien getting a fantastic shove from Shane White as they hit the trioval.
Yeah, they're getting a really good shove there at that point as they come back down through the trioval. Miranda getting that big shove on once again. Chris Progar just kind of loitering back there, holding on momentum on the high side. Looks like there's a little bit of a run, though, coming from behind. That's Alex Muscarella, and I think James Kunkel behind him in that number 21 machine. They're going to get some momentum working up on the high side as there they all start to come together. The whole field all bunched up in this top group.
I'm telling you right now, beautiful scene that we're seeing here at Daytona. Everybody basically in a pack together all the way from the first all the way back to 23rd, which is Dustin Reeves, separated by 2 seconds, less than 2 seconds rather. But Isaac Mock trying to hold it down on the top side. Miranda gives him the shove. Stepien down here as well, trying to get the shove from Shane White. Progar is thinking about it. I'm telling you, folks, he has had opportunities to possibly jump down in front of Steven Stepien and get Stepien to go ahead and shove him up to the front. But he thinks better of it. He's going to hang right back there with him as Isaac Mock still leads. Mario Miranda is committed to shoving Isaac Mock at this point.
Well, and remember, these two are teammates here at this point, so they certainly are going to be in cahoots with one another, talking it through the entire way. That's what that MMR is, Mario Miranda Racing, as they continue to work their way through the corner. That high line looking like it's got advantage. It's going to be all the way clear back to Chris Progar. Progar, however, not going to jump down to the low side. It's now clear all the way back to Kunkel. Kunkel going to be alongside Stempy there as they come through the tri-oval. I'm surprised that we haven't seen the likes of Muscarella move down low, but everybody keeping it together here at this point as we cross over 8 laps in.
I'm telling you, Muscarella, he almost didn't keep it together. He almost slapped the fence going into turn 1, and that may end up letting the bottom side right here with Stepien. They mounted up a charge. Honestly, I thought they was going to be able to try to shoot up through there for a second with a little bit of momentum break up on the top side, but now Stepien, he's up to Muscarella's door. Progar's still clear, thinks about it, may end up jumping down, but Muscarella really playing with that outside lane. He's getting very, very close to getting up into the fence right here. I'm telling you, we really need to start watching at 48 because he keeps on trying to get up there and get as high as he possibly can. May end up costing them up here on this top side.
Yeah, very well might, and with this field as bunched up as they are, if they get into an incident, it very well could be the big one. Muscarella keeps it down low, looks like a constant push almost through the corner there from Stepien and Wyatt. Wyatt just giving a nice shove from behind, the 84 in line in there as well. That's going to be Charles Stevens. Stevens holding back a little bit is one of the old adages here at Daytona, never push the pusher.
Absolutely, you do not push the pusher, but honestly, DJ, in these cars, you are able to, I guess you could say, 3-car tango. We've heard of the 2-car tango deal. If you have the right people together, you can do a 3-car tandem. And folks, I'm going to tell you right now, when you get a 3-car tandem going here in these next-gen cars, you are hauling ass big time. You are making some serious hay and speed out of that 3-car tango. So if they can line it up, if they feel comfortable, obviously way early, we still got 90 laps to go, but there is a possibility that they can try to make that 3-car deal work. We'll see how it plays out later on in the race, but everybody looks content right now, with the exception of Mario Miranda just still shoving Isaac Mock.
Yeah, and we ride on board with Muscarella right now, the drop in the hammer driver. Now remember, he is teammates with Steven Stempian, so that's going to be a little bit of a conversation that's happening. Maybe a little bit of a move there from Chris Progar in that number 7 Camaro, trying to break the draft a little bit, trying to steal some of that side draft, pinch down Stempian. Wyatt's going to give him a nice little shove. Looks like Progar moved up into the wall a little bit. But I agree with what you're saying here at this point, is it looks like they are getting calm-ish, calm adjacent, let's call it. They're not pushing too hard. We're only 11 laps into this. We're only a 10th of the way into the race. We've got plenty of time to let this play out.
Yeah, you got plenty of time. I mean, like you said, basically it is the calm before the storm. And folks, there's something else that I forgot to mention at Daytona. It can rain in a hurry. It can storm in a hurry. I mean, pop-up shower can just happen out of absolutely nowhere in Daytona. That's exactly what it is like on the racetrack. I mean, you can be sitting there riding calm, everything be fine, and then all of a sudden just a little bit of aggressive weather, I guess you could say, pop up out of nowhere, and then all hell breaks loose. You got a hurricane going into turn 1, turn 3, turn 2, wherever. So right now, everybody's just waiting, I guess, on that big storm to happen. But very, very early in this race, but we will see more aggressive moves happen as the race goes along.
Very much so. I mean, when we talk about these multiple lap races, it really is an endurance race almost of oval driving. Take a look back at Robert Hanratty, your championship points leader here, and remember what Shane Wyatt told us at the beginning. Hanratty's got to have a bad day at the office. Well, right now, he's currently tail end Charlie on the field, riding in 23rd. Now, he hasn't lost touch with the group in front of him, but got to be a little bit worried here if I'm Hanratty to maybe start to get a little bit of a move on up through the field if he wants to try to hold on to these positions.
I mean, that's a possibility, but I mean, honestly, DJ, he's playing the Dale Jarrett strategy, and for the older NASCAR fans out there, they will know 100%. The older strategy that DJ always used to do, no pun intended, DJ, is that he would always stay at the back of the field and just basically just go ahead and ride back there, take it easy, and miss the big one. And I think that's exactly what Robert Hanratty is thinking right here. Obviously, it's like I talked about earlier. Everybody knows the Podium 500 is coming. Everybody knows that the start of the season for the Sunoco Cup Series is coming. Everybody wants to go ahead and try their stuff out. Go ahead and get everything in order and go ahead and see what they got for those future races. I think honestly, I think that's what Hanratty is thinking right now. As they are catching a lap car, Justin Winters. We'll see how this ends up playing out. But I think that's what Robert Hanratty is thinking. Just go ahead and let them get aggressive, and I'll try to go ahead and get to the front later on in the race.
Little bit of movement there through the pack as they do indeed pass Justin Winters. They are putting that number 52 car a lap down. Thankfully, they're getting the majority of the field here through and on by on the back straightaway. But that's going to be the number 20 there of Justin Erb going side by side with him as he tries to sort himself out. Winters doing the right thing, staying up, staying high, staying out of the way of the rest of this field. But it's still a hair-raising moment to go 3 wide here at the high banks at Daytona.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why basically that the top side ended up getting pulled back right there. I mean, you see him, he's actually side drafting the middle lane. He's a lap car and he's side drafting them right there. That is what I was talking about right there, DJ. These cars so aerodynamic the way that they are. I mean, if you just come down just a little bit, you can easily pull back the line that's on the inside. And that's exactly what Winters was doing right there. Now, granted, was it intentional? Hell, who knows at this point, but it ended up breaking up that middle lane. But I'll tell you one thing it didn't break up. It didn't break up Mock and Miranda, but here comes Steven Stempian. He's going to get a shot. He's going to get up to Isaac Mock's door. Now Mock, who was leading for a good portion of this race, may end up having to be sitting second as they hit the line as Stempian gets one last shove from Shane White. Steven Stempian's going to lead that lap, and Shane White, he's going to get clear. They may end up thinking about jumping to the top side.
Oh, they're drifting like it. Nope, they're going to stay down low here at this point. Now, momentum should come back to favor the high lane here once they get themselves sorted out. Little bit of jumbled up there up on the high side as they try to take a little bit of the side draft off of that number 33 of Stephen Harlow down on the low lane. Here comes the shove from Mario Miranda. Big hookup there in the back, as you see, but it's an equally big hookup from Wyatt and Stempian. Mock going to have a little bit of a run here, trying to pull up alongside the 84 of Charles Stevens. Let's see if he's able to get the side draft a little bit. They'll keep it together. More cars down in the low lane. That does mean more energy. We ride on board with Charles Stevens right now as we take a look out the right. There you can see that number 47 just getting bigger and bigger, and now farther and farther away as Miranda gives him another big shove through the corner.
Miranda's just trying to get him back up here as where they was. And they were sitting very, very comfortable up there, DJ. They had nobody trying to get a run, but I think all of it had to do with Winters up there on the top side. Ended up breaking the momentum on the top side. That's why Steven Stempien and Shane White was able to get clear, but now they are not clear. Here comes Miranda, shoves Mock. Mock tries to get up to the door. Steven Stempien maybe try to pull him back, give him some side draft, and that's exactly what he's trying to do. Miranda actually playing it real safe, staying up at the top, and now Mock, he's going to get the shove. Isaac Mock goes back to the lead. Miranda in a side-by-side battle with Steven Stempien. Now Miranda is clear. Now Mock, Miranda teammates clear up on the top side, and Progar right behind him. He's in a side-by-side battle with Steven Stempien.
Yeah, that's a nice little pull there from Chris Progar. He's going to lose a little bit of momentum through the corner, not going to be able to shift down, as it now looks like Miranda's going to try to hook up again, and now it's that lower line that looks like it is all kinds of jumbled up and sideways there at that point. And look at the momentum up from the high side. They're going to be clear all the way up to P5 with Austin Shoemaker.
Wow, what a move right there by everybody on the top side. And there you see Alex Muscarello. We talked about him. Number 48, he may end up trying to jump down with Steven Stempien. Thinks about it, jumps back up with Progar. But wow, I mean, that's what you get with, I mean, there's just a huge shove. That's, I mean, the draft effect in these cars is absolutely crazy, DJ. I mean, you can basically suck up to somebody big time. Now, if you barely have the draft, you may as well just go ahead and let off the gas because you're pretty much screwed at that point. But if you have enough draft, you can suck up to them and get some killer speeds here in these next-gen cars. And that's exactly what happened right there. I mean, Miranda shoved Mock. Progar kept it in the gas. Muscarella kept it in the gas. I believe that's Austin Shoemaker behind him. Justin Erb, all of them kept it in the gas. That's why you was basically, or these guys was basically clear all the way from about the 5th car on the top side.
Yeah, as we ride on board with Mock right now, you can see Miranda just trying to line up a little bit to give the best shove that he can give going through the corner. Now, that's going to be a little bit sketchy there, but you can see just how clear they are at this point. I mean, they've got a good couple of car lengths in between themselves and the rest of the field. This is not a small margin, but now here comes Stempien charging back up through.
Yeah, I mean, Shane White's not even really on his back bumper, but now here comes Mario Miranda. He's going to give the shove to Isaac Mock. And as much as he's been shoving, he's really going to have to start watching those temperatures, the oil temperature, the water temperature, make sure he doesn't blow it up. May had to back off a little bit. He might have got close to it right there. As Steven Stempien going to get the shove from Shane White. He's going to be able to get clear of Mock, but Mock's going to fight back hard up on the top side. White still shoving Steven Stempien, trying to get him at the line. But so far, Steven Stempien led it by 4/100ths of a second that lap. Hell, DJ, at this point, who's going to lead the next lap? I have absolutely no idea. They're that tight up here at the front.
Yeah, they're running each other very, very close, and this could very well come down to a battle of the virtual pit cruiser who is able to stay out of trouble over the course of the race, as it has done many, many a time. Big shove up to the top side for Mock. That's going to allow him and Miranda to be clear. Again, we're not seeing a whole lot of movement of them coming down here at this point. They look pretty content up on the high side to be able to keep running as they are. Stempien going to get a little bit of a better run off of 4, but once again, Miranda just timing that run down the hill a little bit more, pushing Mock ahead, and once again, as they cross through the tri-oval, they get clear.
Yeah, I mean, that and Mario Miranda, he's playing this 2AT, exactly what he needs to do to try to get out here and win this championship. Use your teammates, use anybody that you can. He's able to get it played out perfect, as now you see the whole top lane really starting to make some momentum. Shoemaker's going to get clear. Herb may get clear before they get to 3. Austin Shoemaker, he's the one that's going to jump down to the bottom side right in front of Steven Stempien. Now Shoemaker leads the inside. Mock way up there at the front in front of Miranda, but Austin Shoemaker, the first one out of the top side to jump down. Steven Stempien going to try to give him a shove as they hit the tri-oval, but Mock leads as Shoemaker jumps down. We'll see if him and Stempien can charge up to the front.
Well, we've seen this play out. We've seen what these drivers can do, and we wondered if it was going to be Stepien that was going to continue to lead that bottom charge. Now with Shoemaker, it doesn't look like they are in the same consistency here, as now more drivers moving down to the low side. Progar, Muscarella, Erb, all jumping down low. They're going to try to get a run on Mock.
Oh, hell, and they are going to get a run. Muscarella all over the back bumper of Chris Progar. Herb right behind him. Now Austin Shoemaker, he was leading on the bottom side, but now he's going to get kicked all the way back to fourth. They caught Isaac Mock and Mario Miranda sleeping big time right there. Chris Progar with the Fastenal car up there, the Fastenal Chevrolet, leading them here at Daytona. How about that move right there? I'm telling you, caught them sleeping back there.
And what's interesting here to me is that they jump down and then jump back up on the high side of a little bit of a strategy play there from that point, but it did allow for the likes of Progar, Muscarella, and Erb to be able to jump ahead of Mock and Miranda. So now those two teammates are going to have to try to take something else into consideration. We ride on board with Austin Shoemaker. Is up in front of him. Muscarella and Progar give each other a little bit of a shove. Meanwhile, the number 20 of Justin Erb and that Home Depot number 20 right in front of him. Oh, a little bit of contact into the wall there for the number 47 machine. That was indeed your former leader up at the front of all of this, Isaac Mock.
I'm telling you right now, and it probably made everybody's eyes get wide, especially Mario Miranda, as we've talked about right here in this points battle. I'm sure, you know, he was probably going, oh, hell, what's going to happen now? I mean, DJ, he's went through so much, Mario Miranda has this season, trying to come out there and get a win. Got it 2 weeks ago at Talladega. Now he's finding himself back in the title hunt. I mean, he's got to be sitting there going, what's going to happen at this point? Because, I mean, granted, it has been a struggle season for Mario Miranda. He's done a fantastic job. He's been up at the front, but he just hadn't really had the wins to show for it. And now they may end up trying to find something. Here goes Mock. Here goes Miranda. Now they're going to try to lead the inside lane right in front of Steven Stepien. Maybe try to force their hand, try to be able to jump up to the front. As now Shoemaker, he's going to ease down to the bottom side. So now Shoemaker leads the bottom side. Progar leading with Muscarella trying to give him the shove. Wow, everybody just changed the lanes faster than I-75 in Atlanta right now, DJ.
Yeah, and that's a really heads-up move there from Shoemaker, recognizing where that momentum was, diving down in front of Mock and potentially blocking that out. Now it's going to be Mock that gives the bump here to Shoemaker, coming down the back straightaway. The 48 of Muscarella trying to give the shove to Progar, but it looks like a little bit of energy come out of that top lane here at this point. Now Mock's going to be clear. Looks like it could be indeed Miranda as well. They're going to jump up to the high side here at this point. Shoemaker's left out to dry a little bit. He's waiting for Stepien to hook up with him. 1, 2, 3, Progar, Miranda, and Mock back up at the front.
Wow, I mean, just teammate coordinated perfect right there with Isaac Mock and Mario Miranda, and they are gone, son. Progar's gone. Muscarella, hell, he's gone up on the top side. Justin Erb, he's the only one back there in a side-by-side battle, but wow, what a run by Mock and Miranda. I mean, granted, they might have got caught sleeping right there a little bit, but I think they caught everybody sleeping right there. Took it all the way back up to the front. Progar, Muscarella, Erb clear, and back in the back, Harlow, he gets into the fence. I believe it was, no, that was Shane White. One of the points battlers in this championship got sucked straight up into the fence. And now Steven Stepien's going to jump up there. Looks like they're trying to hang out Austin Shoemaker once again.
Yeah, Shoemaker for the second time going to be caught down into a little bit of a sucker hole as it looks like that momentum's going to shift up to the high side. Shoemaker trying to find somebody to hook up with. Right now, that's going to be the number 84 machine of Charles Stevens. But this line, for the first time in a while, starting to look a little bit mumbo-jumbo here at this point. Muscarella, who we ride on board with, gives a big shove to Progar down on the low side, as now it looks like they're Mock and Miranda left out to dry, and now it's just Miranda left out to dry as Mock dives down to the low lane.
Wow, Mock actually hung his teammate out right there. How about that? Progar's going to give him the shove, and Miranda's going to fall back big time back there, sliding back all the way back to Josh Lunkovitz. How about this? He started 24th. How about this? Progar trying to go for the lead. He's going to have Muscarella giving him the shove. Erb's going to jump up there and give him the shove as well. But back to what I was saying, Josh Lunkovitz, how about him started 24th up here inside the top 10? But Chris Progar, the number 7, leads with Muscarella, Erb, Stepien, and Shane White right behind him.
And look who's left open and available down on the low side. That's going to be Isaac Mock and Mario Miranda once again. Now, they've got a lot of cars to try to make up before they find themselves back up in the lead. And indeed, the number 78 machine of Dakota Curtis going to jump down in the way here at this point. So he's going to be in the way there as they go and try to sort themselves out.
Yeah, we're going to see what they can do right here. Maybe try to get Dakota Curtis and probably try to follow these guys up here. Now Stepien, he's going to ease down to the bottom side. Everybody basically taking turns, just swapping out right now for the lead here at Daytona, just trying to figure out exactly what lane they want to get in. Stepien's been at the top, he's been down to the bottom, and he's going to try to keep it down there at the bottom. Dakota Curtis right in line. Progar, Muscarella, Herb, they may be in a little bit of a bad fortune right here, because if Dakota Curtis can get to the back bumper of that 88, both of them might be going all the way to the front.
Yeah, they very well could. It's going to be interesting to see how they're going to sort themselves out, how they decide to make this play here at this point. We haven't really seen that number 78 of Dakota Curtis in that pusher position. How is he going to do with a driver that we knows how to manage that lead in the form of Steven Stepien? Curtis looks a little bit tentative here coming through the tri-oval, like he doesn't want to give Stempy that full shove. We ride on board with Curtis right now. Little bit of a love tap, but not quite enough. Not that massive bump like we saw Miranda and Wyatt give, Miranda and Mock giving.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, it may end up being enough. Stepien's going to go all the way to the front, and Progar up there on the top side as well. Curtis in a side-by-side battle with Progar as Stepien is clear, all clear, and now Dakota Curtis gives him the shove all over the back bumper. He's going to shove himself clear. Dakota Curtis may end up jumping to the top side and try to go around Stempy and try to go ahead and get the lead. Thought about it. May end up thinking about it, but no, Team Motors going to send Stepien up there as well, right in front of Progar, and check out who's on the bottom side. Isaac Mock and Mario Miranda. Folks, you cannot make this up.
No, you certainly cannot. They are just playing well together. And I've got to say here, Mock and Miranda kind of got a little bit of a gift basket there handed to them. If I was the likes of Stepien and that number 78 machine, I would not have made that jump. Also, welcome to the party here, the number 21 of James Kunkel. Kunkel's been riding around in the mid-pack for the majority of this race. He's now running up in the top 5 as he's going to try to give a little bit of a 3-lane shove there to Mock and Miranda.
Yeah, I mean, he may end up doing it. And Kunkel, he has won a race earlier this season. Wow, Curtis, he backs up just a little bit, ends up stacking up the top side. Progar had to get out of the gas. May have actually started from Steven Stepien. But wow, Curtis got all up in the back bumper, ended up having to get out of the gas, stacked the whole top side up. And now, Mock up here with Mario Miranda. Will they decide to jump up to the top side? Maybe not. Kunkel jumps up right in front of Steven Stepien. Holy hell, we almost had the big one right there on lap 33 after just a crazy move. Kunkel tried to jump up, and Stepien almost turned him straight into the fence.
Yeah, certainly did. That was a very, very aggressive and, dare I say, dangerous move from James Kunkel as Stempy had to back out of it there at that point. By the way, in case you noticed, that number 88 running a little bit of a different scheme here tonight. That's the 2004 Dale Jr. 500 Daytona 500 scheme. Stempy said he was running that for a little bit of luck. Thanks to one of our helpers behind the scenes, Ted Manning, for that information. So Stempy trying to be able to get a little bit of luck out of that to be able to make it to play. Now, down on the low side here at this point, that's going to be Shane Wyatt and the 84 machine of Charles Stevens trying to make a little bit of a play, but it is all about the top side here at this point.
Yeah, everybody wanting to try to ride the high line, and shout out to Dale Earnhardt Jr. I mean, hell, he made it famous here at Daytona, riding it around all the way around the top side. Now Mock and Miranda, they may end up trying to break the draft. For the second, they kind of went down to the middle lane. Not sure exactly what they were doing right there. Maybe a bad bump from Miranda. Maybe knock Mock a little bit sideways. Maybe, maybe not. But they're all going to keep it back up on the top side. As you mentioned, Shane Wyatt down there on the bottom trying to get Charles Stevens to give him that shove. Try to get these guys up here to the front. And Jesse Whittington, haven't talked about him all race long, started 20th. He's up here inside the top 10. And right behind him, Chris Shoemaker up here as well in the number 4. Everybody trying to figure out what line they want to get in. But right now, Shane Wyatt leads the bottom. Isaac Mock all the way up there at the front. He leads on the outside.
Inlays on the outside, just trying to keep it together here. Whittington for Sheriff, Sheriff.com Racing doing a great job to be able to get that fan favorite team up into the top. As it looks like there, Chris Progar trying to think about a little bit of a third lane in the middle at that point. He's going to jump back up to the high lane. Whittington going to continue running here in the number 94, third in that low line here as they run. Bad news, by the way, farther back in the field, Justin Winters has officially disconnected from the server. He will be our first DNF of the day. Also, Timothy Stubblefield is lost track of this pack, and the big news out of all of that, Robert Hanratta, who was taking that sort of Dale Jarrett strategy farther back in the field, he runs a massive 29 seconds behind the leader all by himself in that minus 273 machine. He is going to find himself in a world of trouble if we don't get a caution soon.
Well, I mean, DJ, that's the risk that you take riding at the back of the field. You know, you may end up checking up for something, and you know what? There's no wreck. I mean, you know, I'm not exactly sure what happened. Obviously, I'm assuming it had something to do with Winters because he was up there in the pack as well. I don't know for sure, but I know something happened right here. And Timothy Stubblefield, Robert Hanratta, like you said, have lost the draft. This is not what Robert Hanratta wanted, but it's like what Shane White said. This is what he wanted. So a lot of people wanting a lot of stuff right now. It looks like some people's getting what they want, others are not.
Yeah, they certainly are. Meanwhile, as we watch the front of the field, it continues to be Mock and Miranda Kunkel riding around in third place. They've moved down to the low line here at this point, as it looks like farther back in the field, it's going to be Progar holding onto that top line with the number 48 of Muscarella, trying to give him a little bit of a shove. They really have their pick of the litter here up in front, and I wonder if this move to the low sign means that pit stops could be coming soon.
It's got to be, honestly. I mean, you could probably go maybe about 40, 42 laps, give or take, on a full tank of fuel here in these next-gen cars. Depending on how much you're on the throttle, obviously, if you're off the throttle, you're going to be saving more fuel. But, DJ, as hard as these guys have been racing, there ain't no damn way they've been saving fuel. They have been all over the place all race long, all the way up to this point. So, I mean, I'm thinking right here within maybe the next 2 to 3, maybe 5 laps. Go ahead and just give them a little bit of breathing room. I'm going to say right here, within the next 5 laps, you're going to see guys going down pit road.
Yeah, I think I'm there with you about that, and we'll definitely know when we see more of a migration down to that low line, as trying to pit from the high side never really works out well. But right now, Progar runs the high line there. He had a little bit of an opportunity to dive down low in front of Steven Stempien. Doesn't look like anybody's opted for the pits here out of this front group, and I'll tell you what, Wyatt, Stevens, Lunkovitz, Whittington, Phelps, Swavely, Huffman all dive for pit lane.
Wow, bunch of them getting down to pit road right there. Got to be very, very careful. Pit road speed limit, 55 miles an hour. Do not speed. If you speed, you pretty much just shot yourself in the foot, and you may as well go ahead, pack it up, and head on back to the bedroom and go ahead and go to bed here tonight. I mean, that's not what you want to do, is speed right here and then get yourself in a bad spot. But everybody looks like they're coming down. Some drivers electing to go ahead and forego the no tire strategy and go ahead and take tires. I see Charles Stevens. Basically, every single one of them looked like they was going to go ahead and take 4 tires. I mean, honestly, DJ, if you're going to sit there and fill it all the way up from being very, very low on the fuel, hell, you may as well go ahead and put 4 tires on it. I mean, you got 4 sets. I mean, 3 in the pits, 1 on the car. May as well go ahead and take them.
Yeah, as we take a look back at the front of the field, your eyes do not deceive you. Steven Stempien is in the lead of this race here at this point, as it's going to be Miranda, Mock, Kunkel, and Knighton that all come down into pit lane.
Yeah, they got to be very careful. Like I said, do not speed or you will be in a world of hurt. But Stempien up here, he's trying to keep Dakota Curtis behind him. And if I'm these guys right here, I'm going ahead. I'm pitting this time right here. You don't want to be too far. You want to be able to keep it straight right here. As it looks like from what we're hearing, these guys may be coming in right here for their first round of pit stops. Stempien, he's going to ease it down. Curtis comes down. Everybody got to fan out a little bit. Austin Shoemaker and Chris Shoemaker, they're going to stay up, but Stempien and the rest of them, they're coming down.
Yeah, it looks like the Shoemakers, Reeves, all going to stay out. Those are the only 3 that do, as we now keep an eye on Stempien. Looks like everybody's been able to get through nice and cleanly, and option here at this point is for that 4 sets of Goodyear tires to come down into pit lane. Everybody taking them here at this point. By the way, the leader of the rest of the pack here at this point, Mario Miranda, is going to be coming out of NASCAR 4 right about now, trying to see if they are able to go, as there we see Stempien getting back up to speed. The 48 going to give Stempy a little bit of a run there. That's Alex Muscarella. He may be able to have it. This is going to be close as they get up to speed.
Yeah, there's no contest at this point. Mario Miranda and them, they're going to shoot by him. But how about this right here? Here comes Shane White in the 27. Jesse Whittington up there, giving him one hell of a shove. Lukovitz back there as well as Charles Stevens. They all jump up to the top side and basically just hung out. Mario Miranda and Isaac Mock. There you see, they're going to shoot right past Muscarella and Stempien. Shane White, after everybody pits, Shane White is going to be the leader here of this race.
Yeah, the question here for me is going to be, what's that gap back to the likes of Stempien? They're going to be able to be close enough to hold on. He and Muscarella going to be just close enough, and that's going to make our leading pack here at this point probably about, I'm going to say, 10 cars or less. Now, the question also is going to be, how do Reeves, Shoemaker, and Shoemaker make themselves out as they work themselves back around here at this point? They're going to be coming up to speed. They're going to be passed by the likes of Wyatt and Whittington up at the front of the field. But are they going to have enough to be able to hold on in and stay to the back of this pack?
No, they're not. I mean, they are literally coming at a full head of steam right there. I mean, they're just now 170. Shane White and them, they're going 30, 40 miles an hour faster than what they're doing. I mean, if they are able to catch them right here and hold on to the draft, I mean, my God, I mean, you know, hell of a feat to be able to do it. But there ain't no way I'd be able to do it. But it looks like, I mean, Austin and Chris able to be tight right here. They may end up having, or they may end up being able to do it. If it was just one of them, no, there ain't no way they'd be able to do it. But two of them, there is a possibility they may be able to hold on to them. It looks like they're starting to get a little bit smaller right there from Chris Shoemaker's point of view.
Yeah, starting to lose just a little bit of that here at this point as they run, trying to close on into the back. Wyatt, Whittington, Lunkovitz, Miranda, and Mock, your top 5 here at this point, and trying to see what they are able to do. Everybody in pretty much single file order here at this point, not spreading themselves out, as it looks like here as we get about 8 laps away, call it 7 laps away from the halfway point. Everybody content to run where they are.
Yeah, everybody basically just trying to ride and just be patient. I mean, that's what you got to really do. How about Josh Lunkovitz? He put on a hell of a show last night in the Fast and All Winter Series, and pretty good right now for him. I mean, sitting third right now, pretty much exactly where he wants to be. Maybe try to get a little bit better. Obviously, he wants to win, but right now, very, very content with that third spot. And check it out right here. Shane White going around the number 37, Robert Hanratta, 1 lap down coming into the night. As DJ said, the points leader, he is 1 lap down on the field.
Yeah, 1 lap down on the field here at this point. That is not one Hanratta had to happen. Now, we will get a lucky dog situation if a caution does indeed come out, but you never want to lead to that. You never want to put yourself in that position. It is the worst position to be in.
Yeah, you really don't want to be at the mercy of the field. I mean, you really don't want to be in that situation. But now we're actually kind of starting to see a little bit of a breakaway right here. I mean, Stempien back here, obviously he's got Hanratta behind him. So Stempie's basically the top 9 cars up here in the draft. Austin Shoemaker, Chris Shoemaker, they're back here in this second pack. So Chris Shoemaker, Dakota Curtis, Justin Erb, all these guys back here, maybe about, give or take, 5 cars to 9 cars. And the numbers is not going to line up for that second group because there's more guys up at the front than there is right smack dab in the middle. So they're going to have to try to find something, maybe try to get up here. But looks like somehow or another, they're starting to make it work right here, DJ.
Yes, they are, as they are in the defensive move. Wyatt, Whittington, Lunkovitz move all down to the low side, then try to cover off Muscarella and a few of the others that were trying to make their way up forward. Muscarella now moves back up to the high line here at this point, covering off what I was worried about there, which was going to be an attack from Mario Miranda and Isaac Mock.
Well, here comes Miranda. He's going to end up trying to take something and try to go ahead and try to take advantage. Maybe try to get around Alex Muscarella. Looks like he's going to line up with him. Timothy Stubblefield, the lap car right here on the top side. Here comes Muscarella, 3 wide for just a second, and then back to 2 wide, but 3 wide all the way back through the field. Double field, trying to keep it as high as he possibly can. Don't jump down and try to side draft them. But what once was, DJ, 2 packs trying to run each other down. Now we've got a whole lot of cars here at the front here in Daytona.
Yeah, indeed we do. And Stempian, for the first time, I think tonight, actually running the high side here at that point, leaving Lunkovitz down on the low side all by his lonesome here as they run. We're back to 2 wide action here at Daytona as they try to sort themselves out and figure out the way to go. It's going to be clear back to Miranda here as a couple drivers sort inside to get themselves out. Stempian with a little bit of a blink, but he's going to be running the low line.
Stimpy's going to jump down, and Muscarella's going to try to go with him. Try to hang Shane White out up there at the front with Jesse Whittington trying to give him the shove. And Stimpy, for a second, was clear, but the momentum back on the top side, it's going to carry Shane White. Muscarella slammed Steven Stimpy and almost turned him there for a second. I mean, folks, you can slam each other, but as hard as he hit him right there, he could have turned him easily and caused the big one right here. These pushes are getting more and more aggressive out here in this race.
Yeah, they're getting more and more aggressive, more and more of a problem here as they come along. You've got to be very, very careful about what you try to do at this point in the race. You do not want to be the one who causes the big one, especially with as close as these drivers are running. Miranda, Mock, moves down to the low side, as does Shane Wyatt, blocking off the attack from his title contender.
Wow, and that's going to push Jesse Whittington all the way back to James Kunkel back here. But now everybody going to try to figure out where they want to go. Miranda, he's going to ease up to the top side. He's going to go around Shane White. New leader, Mario Miranda. Now, will Isaac Mock be able to get clear? And what will they do at this point? Like I said, folks, hell, who knows at this point if they're going to jump down to the bottom or stay up top. But looks like they're going to be content. Riding up there on the top side in front of Jesse Whittington, and down on the bottom side, Shane White has got to get something going as he has got Steven Stepien. Alex Muscarella trying to give the shove. Here goes Jesse Whittington. He's going to jump down to number 94. White had to get out of the gas or he would have damn near turned him in 3 as hard as they were pushing right there. But now, momentum builds. Jesse Whittington, Mario Miranda, door to door coming off of 4 for the lead.
Here they come. They're going to try to sort themselves out here. At this point, it looks like it's going to be Whittington on the attack here, and he's going to have the advantage over Mario Miranda, as it just looked like Miranda and Mock couldn't get themselves sorted in exactly the way that they wanted to here at this point. They're going to lose a little bit of momentum there with Wyatt and Stepien down on the low side as momentum surely favors the low line.
Yeah, everybody on that bottom side, and they are rocking and rolling, but up on the top side, they're trying to find something, trying to get some kind of muster up there with the teammates. Miranda, Mock up on the top, Kunkel back there trying to give him a shove, as well as Austin Shoemaker and Chris Shoemaker. He actually jumped down to the bottom. He's got Dakota Curtis behind Austin. Wow, everybody just moving around at this point. Honestly, at this point, it's really teammates be damned at this point. It's who you want to be with, where you want to be. And, I mean, you know, you got to go where you want to go, but that's what it's looking like. But, honestly, the bottom lane, like you said, DJ, that's where you want to be. Top side looks like it's just starting to lose some momentum.
Yeah, topside just not as clean, not as together here at this point as that low line appears to be. So drivers having to sort themselves out a little bit and just figure out where they want to put that car and how they want to do it. But as soon as we say that, a little bit of momentum comes back to the high line here as they run, as it looks like there, Miranda and Mock got a little bit of a toe, but they broke it up once again. It just didn't all come together.
Yeah, I mean, they jumped up and then they went down. Honestly, for a second, I thought both of them got loose at the same time. Thought they was going to come down, end up cleaning out the bottom line, but everybody able to keep it straight. Whittington up here, still holding down the lead. White right behind him, Stepien right behind him, Muscarello right behind him. Here comes Mario Miranda up on the top side. Mock all over the back bumper, trying to hold him down. Almost turned him right there for a second as he was riding on board with Mock. Almost got into the right rear quarter panel of Mario Miranda, almost turned him head on into the fence. And now, here we go, a little bit of defense. Stimpy and Mock, they're going to jump up in front of Mario Miranda and Isaac Mock. Now Stimpy wants to try to take it back to the front.
He wants to try to take it back to the front, but is he going to be able to? Yes, he is. A clear by Steven Stepien, and he's going to bring Muscarella along with him. The question is if that's going to be enough to be able to pull along Mario Miranda as well. They try to get themselves on through here at this point. Little bit of bumping and shoving between Muscarella and Stepien as they try to sort themselves out. Looks like they've got it. Miranda's left with no room to go, and now momentum comes back to the bottom line once again.
A little bit of bumping and grinding going on up there at the front. Steven Stepien and Alex Muscarella trying to see if they can keep this top lane going. And Miranda, I'm sure he's just trying to get, he's just trying to get Mock to be able to get clear. And then obviously both of them's probably going to jump down in front of Jesse Whittington and try to go back to the lead. We've already seen it. It's the same song, same dance right here from what we're seeing from a lot of the drivers. But now Stepien, he's going to come down, side draft Whittington, try to pull him back. That's exactly what it's going to do. Muscarella, he's going to get clear. Now Miranda trying to see if he can get clear. He may end up doing the same thing that Mock did to him earlier, which is hang him out. So Miranda may end up jumping down to the bottom side if he gets clear.
Yeah, he very well might. I wouldn't be surprised if he does. The question's going to be is if we're going to see Mock be able to go on with him, and indeed if he's going to be able to hold on that long enough to be able to send Mock with him. We'll have to wait and see how that will play itself out. Plenty of time left to go in this race. We are just over the halfway point here from Daytona as they continue to work, continue to try to bring their way around right now. Let's see what they're able to do as they cross over to start lap 55.
Stepien trying to hold it down. Muscarella, they are still up on the top side as we check it out. Richard Schwavely back there in the back. They are 7 seconds back from all of this chaos that's going on up here at the front. They may be in the best seat in the house, honestly, DJ, because if these guys wreck, Schwavely, all these guys back here, Schwavely, Huffman, Chuck Phelps, Dustin Reeves, all of them, they're in the catbird seat because they're not even going to get close to getting into any of the wreck that may end up being unfolding up here at the front as the pushes are going to get more aggressive and the moves are going to get more crazier. But those guys right there, those 4 guys, they may be in the catbird seat if all hell ends up breaking loose.
Yeah, they very well could. They could be the ones driving this conversation forward if things do indeed go a little bit crazy here later on. But right now, it doesn't look like it's getting too crazy for Steven Stepien as he, Muscarella, Miranda, and Mock continue to lead up on that high side. Whittington holding down on the low side, but it looks like there that the number 21 machine of James Kunkel now could be clear. Austin Shoemaker, the next one, hoping to be able to get a little bit of clearance in there.
Uncle is thinking about it. He's starting to dip that number 21 down. Maybe try to get down. Thinks about it there for a second, but he's going to keep it in line. Wow, he may end up trying to bring Austin with him and maybe try to get them both to take a shot and try to go all the way to the front, but it's not going to work. Here comes Whittington. Here comes Shane White. Wow, Mock trying to come down, maybe try to side draft these guys just a little bit, but he's got to be very, very careful about that. Kunkel can get a hell of a run and end up getting his outside, and then Mock could end up going all the way to the back. Got to be careful when you do those side drafts because other guys behind you can take advantage of what you're doing.
Yeah, they very well can, so you just got to be very careful, time it out right, make sure you're not going to put yourself into a position where you're going to run into problems. You've got to be very, very heads up in the way that you try to be able to get your way on by. We ride on board with James Kunkel right now. Kunkel just holding in line, not wanting to rock the boat here, as it were. And he's waiting behind those 2 MMR teammates.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, as the laps wind down, he'll end up sinking the damn boat at that point to try to get to the front. There you see Mock coming down, side drafting Shane White, trying to pull this inside lane back. And I'm telling you, I see exactly what he's doing because watch this right here. Mock's going to get clear. Miranda, he's all the way up to the back bumper. They are clear. Honestly, I thought they was going to jump to the bottom side and try to go for the lead, but I think they pulled the inside lane back way too much right there to try to help them out. Honestly, I think they may end up screwing themselves a little bit right there because honestly, I thought that's what they was aiming for.
Well, it looks like there's one driver at least that's willing to take a risk on the low side. That's going to be the number 14 of Austin Shoemaker, who will move down into 6th place. And now he's going to be able to hook up with Jesse Whittington there in that number 94 SheriffStrafeRacing.com machine as the PWR driver getting ready to get a shove. That is going to bring the number 78 into the equation now here at this point. We haven't called that name a whole lot here tonight as they continue to pull on up. That's Dakota Curtis. Remember, he was running a little bit better earlier on in the race. Now it looks like he could be back in position. Shoemaker surges ahead, but losing a little bit of that from behind.
Yeah, we really need to be watching Dakota Curtis. He knows how to get around these super speedways, knows how to get it done. So if he's got the opportunity and the opportunity arises, he will make the best he will make the best of that opportunity. That's exactly what he will do. Now he is clear. He's going to keep it up here on the top side from what it looks like, not really worried about jumping down to the bottom. Everybody on that bottom side needs to start getting a little bit more aggressive, start making them pushes just a little bit more aggressive. But it looks like it's not able to work because the whole damn top, the whole line up on the top side, DJ, they're checking out from the inside lane.
Yeah, they really are moving and shaking here at this point. There was almost nothing there, as indeed the 37 machine is going to be the last car that we really see in that lane. Now the bottom side gets a little bit more momentum, but with really only 4 cars down there, they're running out of energy and they're running out of quick.
Yeah, they are running out big time. They may end up trying to find a hole up there on the top side, maybe try to jump up and be able to hold on to this draft. Obviously, they're not going to lose the draft because they got enough of guys back there behind them to be able to stay with them. As now everything's starting to get crazy. The Austin Shoemaker back here. Wow, big move back there. Justin Erb almost got spun around right there in front of Austin Shoemaker. They ended up stacking them up big time there for a second. But now Chris Shoemaker, he's going to jump down the bottom side, but think different about it and jump back up. But wow, Justin Erb made a crazy move, a very, very weird move, I guess you could say, all the way down to the bottom side and stacked everybody up.
All right, now that we've got a little bit of respite here, we're going to jump to a quick break here on Podium Esports before the next round of pit stops. But stick with us. We'll have the rest of the racing action and the final 40 laps from Daytona right after this.
What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. We've been doing it for American racing for over 50 years. Fuel your best.
Hi guys, today me and Moose welcome to my extremely formal presentation of my 2 latest creations, the MPI Sync Chassis and the MPI Foldable Stand. When I created the MPI chassis, I wanted to have everything included, what it means. So in the MPI chassis, I wanted to have everything you need besides the electronics. So it has the keyboard tray, mouse tray, adjustability, TV stand, computer stand, super stiff pedal assembly, a seat that if you don't have a lot of space, you can fold it. If you have limited space, I solved your problem. The MPI will stand. You can use any component you want on it, and at night, fold in half, very limited space, and you can put it away. You can use your own chair, your own TV, problem solved.
Fuller.
Yeah.
Needed F-150 for Smith build.
Got it.
Yesterday.
I know.
Don't forget my BMW.
Gotcha. Check this out. All the major online automotive sites in one place. BMW, done. F-150, done.
How's he do it?
I can search nationwide, even those classified sites. Auto Tempest, all the cars, one search. That's how I do it.
The 2023 Sunoco Winter Series is proudly presented by Sunoco, fueling victories from track to tank. By Max Pappas Innovations, setting the standard in steering wheels and other racing innovations. And finally, by SKSimRacing.com. Drive what champions drive. DJ Clark back here on the booth alongside Jake Reeves as we continue to watch this field power their way through the 100 laps of Daytona. Eddie Smith working behind the scenes as our director and producer. It's Steven Stempian out front, Alex Muscarella, Mario Miranda, and Isaac Mock, and James Kunkel, your top 5 here at this point. And it is a single file train, Jake, with really only 2 drivers daring to risk anything down on that low side.
Yeah, and both of those guys are 1 lap down. Robert Hanratta and Timothy Stubblefield, they're just trying to be able to try to get back up there to the front. But with 2 drivers down on the bottom side, DJ, it does open the door for the possibility of somebody like Chris Shoemaker thought he was actually going to ease down right there for a second. But it does open up the door of the possibility of guys down on the bottom side that actually may end up having a little bit of a run. It may end up getting people to jump down in front of them, and it may end up carrying them all the way to the front.
Yeah, it very well might. We're just going to have to wait to see if anybody has the guts to do that, or if at this point, remember, we had pit stops between lap 38 and lap 40 last time out. That means that we're getting closer and closer to that pit stop window, probably only about 10 laps away from it.
Yeah, give or take. I mean, that's what we're probably going to end up getting at. And, you know, honestly, at that point, DJ, you probably wouldn't see no 4-tire pit stops right there, because they could basically probably halfway fill it up, and they'd be able to make it all the way to the end. Here's the trick about that, DJ. Me and you were talking about this off air. Remember what happened with the Gen 4s here? It was very calm. It was very clean all the way up to about 7 laps to go. And, I mean, he loved it. All hell ended up breaking loose, and then you never knew what was going to happen at that point. And then you ended up running into green-white checkered. So, I mean, it's going to be really, really crazy to see how these guys end up wanting to do this. Do they fill it up, or do they just take enough just to make it all the way to the end? You know, tires, all that other stuff's going to come into play right here, like you said, in the next 10 laps.
Yeah, very much so. And to that point, you know, do you fill this up banking on green-white checkers? Do you try to take something different? But speaking of something different, we've got some moves down to the inside. Chris Shoemaker moving down low and trying to hook up with the number 37 machine as they make their way up through the order here at this point. It looks like Robert Hanratta, remember, he is down a couple of laps here, and it looks like the number 4 Busch Light machine trying to be able to get a little bit of a pull off of that lapped car.
Yeah, and it looks like he may end up there and give him that push right here to be able to get him up to the front. Looks like they're actually getting a little bit of steam. They're all the way up to Dakota Curtis, who's sitting in the 6th spot right behind James Kunkel. Now, here goes Shoemaker. He's up to Kunkel. He may end up getting all the way up to Isaac Mock at this point. Now more drivers. It was about 3 of them. Now Shane White looks like he jumps down. Looks like that is the 79 of Josh Lunkovitz. He jumps down as well. More drivers starting to jump down on this bottom line right here, DJ. This may get interesting right here, especially with pit stops looming.
Yeah, with pit stops looming, this could get very interesting. And let's remember here that Robert Hanratta, who was your championship leader coming into this race in that number 37 machine, there you see him on your screen, he's actually in a battle here at this point with Timothy Stubblefield, the number 92. That is going to be the battle for the lucky dog. If we were to get a yellow, Hanratta needs to hold on to that position to get the wave around to put himself back on the lead lap.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what he needs to do, and check it out. I mean, right there, I mean, Timothy Stubblefield right behind him. So, I mean, and another thing, too, you don't want to end up losing the lucky dog if, say, something happens right here in front of you and you end up getting some incident points. That will kill your lucky dog right there. I mean, even if you just scrape the wall, you will lose that lucky dog right then and there, because iRacing will think that you was involved in the wreck. You probably wasn't. I mean, hell, you can't even hit the grass, and iRacing end up throwing it out. That's one thing I wish iRacing would fix, but that's a whole different topic for a whole different show, folks. But, I mean, he's sitting in a pretty good spot trying to see if he can jump up to the front, and now here we go. Mario Miranda, he's going to ease it down. Mock's going to ease it down. Kunkel's going to ease it down right in front of Chris Shoemaker. Leaves Stimpy and Muscarella all by themselves. But now, here comes a little bit of help on the top side. Dakota Curtis, he's going to jump up there and try to help, but it's too late. Mario Miranda to the front with Isaac Mock behind him.
Doing what exactly he needs to do here tonight to be able to take that victory. Remember, live points as they run Shane Wyatt back in 11th place here right now. Miranda able to capitalize off of the downbeat. This is huge for Miranda. If he is able to take victory here in this race with Hanratty having such a bad race, this could be the difference between a championship and a non-championship.
Yeah, I mean, be at the front when it matters most. I mean, you know, folks, I've said, you know, right at the back, it's a pretty good strategy, but you want to be at the front when it matters most. And Mario Miranda, hell, he just went past my whole strategy all the way. As you see, Swavely, Huffman, Felch, Reeves, all of them on pit road. But he has bypassed my strategy completely. Start up front and keep that damn thing up front. And he is keeping it up front. Mock damn near turned him right there in 3, but able to keep him straight. They may end up backing up Steven Steppy and them up just a little bit. But now that top lane may start to get some more people up there to be able to try to get it going. But right now, Mario Miranda, Isaac Mock looking pretty good right there on the bottom.
Yeah, looking pretty good here as they run. That is the round of cars coming out of pit lane here at this point. We must have missed that as they came on through. That's going to be Swavely, Reeves, Huffman, and Feltz all making their way back up to speed.
Yeah, and they're going to have to get going in a hurry, honestly, DJ, because, I mean, they're gone. I mean, the leaders, all of them in a draft, they are banking on something crazy happening now, right here. Now, obviously, if a caution was to come out, then they'd be sitting pretty. They just go ahead and just take the waiver down because everybody else has got to pit for the fuel. But, I mean, if a caution doesn't come out, they're pretty much screwed right here at this point because they're not going to be able to catch all the way back to the tail end car, which is Kip Easley back there, I believe. No, actually, that's Stephen Harlow, excuse me. So they're not going to be able to catch him right now. They're banking on a caution, much like Robert Hanratty is right now.
Yeah, much like Robert Hanratty is right now. I'm trying to do some quick math here to figure it out, and if Hanratty continues to ride where he is back down in 20th position, there is no way the drivers in front of him can catch. You get 43 points for a race victory and a bonus point for leading the lap here as they run. So a maximum of 44 points available on the trot. It's going to be a question then of trying to figure out what happens as things go along. But with those drivers coming down into pit lane, I think we've still got a couple of more laps here to be able to sit out. And I think that that was a little bit of a gamble to try to maybe see if you are able to catch back up and maybe get a fresh set of tires and gain some speed on these drivers.
Yeah, and it looked like it really didn't work, honestly, but I'll tell you something that is working. Alex Muscarella and Steven Stepien, how about them? All the way up to the front. Dakota Curtis right behind them. Justin Erb back here. 4 drivers up on the top side, everybody down on the bottom side. That's one thing about this next-gen car. Granted, you want more cars, you want more energy, but if you get the right people at the right time in a certain line, it doesn't matter if there's 3 of them. If you've got enough of people to be able to carry a good draft and everybody be able to get to each other's bumper, you can make it work. And these 4 drivers, Stepien, Muscarella, Curtis, and Erb, they are making it work as now we see drivers heading down pit road. Looks like that's Chris Shoemaker and Austin Shoemaker.
All right, so just 2. Is that going to be enough momentum to be able to carry them back around on the following lap to be able to make sure that everything stays up to speed? We will have to see both of them dive down into pit lane here at this point, trying to see what they are able to get and to see if they are able to be okay. Let's see what happens here as they go. It looks like there Austin Shoemaker opting for a very quick stop, only 4.7 seconds. Chris Shoemaker a little bit longer. That's going to be 8.4.
Yeah, and if Austin Shoemaker wants to be able to try to do anything right here, he's going to have to lift and try to get Chris back up there because here we go. We actually got some guys easing down on the bottom. Mario Miranda, he's going to ease down and go into the pits. Got to be very, very careful. Almost ended up speeding. Mario Miranda barely on the tack mark was able to get it down to speed limit. Mock going in as well as a number of other drivers easing down pit road for what will be their last pit stop of the evening.
Well, let's keep an eye on the time here at this point as we ride on board with a few of those drivers. Miranda in particular, he's taking left sides. I think that may be it. No, he's going to take all 4 tires here at this point. That seems to be the call, as Shoemaker, the only one that looked like the Shoemakers, the only one that looked like they took a little bit less, although it looks like Austin Shoemaker may have picked up a pit lane speeding penalty. He's headed back down in the lane.
That's unfortunate, but now we got the leaders going in. Alex Muscarella, he sent that sucker in there, son. Got all the way around Steven Stippian. I'm not even sure. I don't know. That looked like borderline right there, whether or not he was speeding or not. But he damn near sent that sucker straight into the infield grass. How he did not go into the grass, I will never know. But went all the way around Steven Stippian. There you see Steven Stippian. It's like he's taking left side tires, maybe trying to go ahead and fill it up. DJ, that is one thing these drivers can do, is take left side tires. And what it's going to do is going to help you on the apron to be able to maximize your grip going through the turns. And, I mean, that's exactly what I mean, especially for the apron. I mean, you ain't worried about what's going to be up there on the racetrack. But to get those left side tires, to be able to get as much speed, what they're doing right now, and be able to get going and get gone, that's why you end up taking just left side tires here at Daytona.
Yes, indeed, it does. Now, I've done a little bit of the points breakdown here as we watch these drivers getting themselves back up to speed. And with Hanratty being as far down as he is in the order, I do believe if Hanratty finishes about 15th or back, that will be a position in which Mario Miranda can clinch the championship by winning the race. He just needs to beat Shane Wyatt there as they go. If Wyatt finishes farther up in the field, finishes ahead of Miranda, then things get a little bit complicated. But for Mario Miranda, he needs to stay where he is, and he needs to beat Shane Wyatt. That is it. Meanwhile, your other leaders here at this point, Whittington, Wyatt, Lunkam, and Stevens, they're all opting to stay out.
Yeah, I mean, and, you know, credit to you, DJ, because there ain't no damn way I could have done that math as quick as that right there. I've been over here trying to get it wrote down, trying to get it going. And, I mean, you know, is what it is on that. But credit to you for pulling up the math right there. But Whittington and these guys look like they're wanting to keep it going right here. Probably stretched out a little bit. For what reason, I'm not really exactly sure. They're inside the pit window. They can go whenever they want to go right here, and they'll be able to make it all the way to the end. So I'm just curious as to why they're staying out as long as they are right now, because like I said, you may as well go ahead and go, but everybody kind of looks like they're kind of broke up all the way around.
Yeah, they're broke up here, and what's crucial here in terms of that breakup here at this point is the fact that we do have, it looks like your points leader, Mario Miranda, is in a farther pack back in the field. The number 99 currently running in 13th position here at this point, actually categorized as a lap down where he is in relation to the other leaders. When these leaders pull off, he's going to be left out in a little bit of a hole. He finds himself a good, call it 5 seconds, 6 seconds off of the likes of Stepien. As there, everybody scatters. This should give us a good idea of exactly what it is. Let's call it 7 seconds off the likes of Muscarella and Stepien, and crucially, up in that mix, I do believe if Shane Wyatt can get this pit stop done and get back into that leading pack, this could change things around into Wyatt's favor.
I mean, folks, I mean, you know, that's what we love is drama, and there's a damn good chance we may end up getting some drama here when it's all said and done with Shane Wyatt, Mario Miranda, to be able to close it out right here with the Sunoco Winter Series. 20 laps to go. They end up going down. Let's see what happens right here with the rest of the field. Will they be able to close back up and get to them? There you see Whittington, Wyatt, all they're already easing off a pit road right here. We'll see if they can close that gap like you were talking about, DJ.
This is going to be good. They're going to be really close about it here at this point as your leaders, Alex Muscarella, just making their way by the number 37 here at this point. And we ride on board with Jesse Whittington right now. They're out in front. They're up to speed. The leaders are still coming up strong here, but this played out a treat for Shane Wyatt.
Yeah, played out to a T. And, folks, there's a reason why now that I'm actually having a little bit of help from behind the scenes. 2 to 3 second faster stops, because they only need to take less fuel than what everybody else needed to take. So it worked out to a T exactly what they needed to do, and it's looking pretty good for them right now. We'll see if they can keep it up at the front, because when everybody else starts getting real aggressive, they all get up here in this pack, which is what they are in right now. Never know what's going to happen at this point. I mean, granted, worked out for them as far as that, but when everybody gets jumbled up the way that they are right now, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen here at this point. Here we see Whittington, your leader, right now in that number 94 machine. Now that car right in front of him, that's Chuck Phelps. That's a car that's a lap down. Timothy Stubblefield also a lap down behind him. So that's going to help him, give him a little bit of a breathing room. The real battle here, the real question is going to be Shane Wyatt. Currently rides in 7th place right now. He's on the low side, farther back in the field. Wyatt in 7th place. We ride on board with him right now. That's not enough where Miranda is right now. He needs to finish at least 5 positions ahead of Mario Miranda, and right now he is a mere 3 positions ahead of him.
Yeah, I mean, and he's going to have to try to go ahead and get going right here if Shane White wants to be able to try to pull this off. But there you see a bunch of drivers easing down to the bottom side, going to kick some of the lappers up to the top side. And some of these drivers that's in front of us, well, we got a spin. Whittington goes around, sends him straight in the fence. Muscarella goes in the wall. Holy hell, caution out, DJ. That just changed everything.
That has completely changed the game here at this point. Your leaders, though, in the championship, Shane Wyatt is through clear. Dakota Curtis, Stephen Harlow look like they're clear through it as well. I can't say for the rest of the field here and who was exactly turned.
Wow, it was Jesse Whittington. He ends up getting turned by Alex Muscarella. A bad bump gone wrong. And folks, he didn't damn near turn him. He did turn him. And then at this point, this is when it's going to get very interesting right here. You're going to see the bump right here. Then Muscarella tries to send it down. And I guess they just had enough of it at that point. They was like, hell with it. We've already damn near wrecked the cars. Let's just go ahead and finish them off. Sends them straight up into the track. There you see Stempy. He ends up going around. Herb goes around. Harlow goes around. A lot of drivers going around. Granted, it's not the big one. But as far as points goes, DJ, this is a big one.
Yeah, this is absolutely huge here at this point. And big news here when it comes for Robert Hanratty, as it looks like Casey Knighton is going to get the wave around. Stempy somehow able to hold on to it there for the first part of it, able to catch the car for the moment, and then contact there at the end.
I'm telling you right now, that's better dirt driving than North Georgia right there, son. He had that wheel all over the place trying to get it straight. May have a little bit of nose damage, but looks like he may end up being able to get away with it. Right here, you see Muscarella, he gets the bump. I mean, he wasn't really trying to take the shot, but he thought he was going to push Jason Whittington up the track. And then at this point, he really doesn't know where he's going to end up going. But I think at that point right there, Jason Whittington basically got hooked to his car and basically just hooked him straight up into the fence. I mean, it's nothing intentional from what it looked like right there. But, I mean, you know, that's what happens when two cars end up getting hooked together, you know, and unfortunately, both of them gets involved in it.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody just trying to be able to hold themselves out here at this point, trying to be able to get everything together as they run. Looks like here at this point, though, let's reset the field for you. Stephen Harlow will be in the lead of the race, followed by Shane Wyatt. Josh Lunkovitz will be P3, followed by Isaac Mock, then Mario Miranda. James Kunkel, Chris Shoemaker, Dustin Reeves, Chuck Phelps, you were top 9. Looks like Richard Swavely came down into pit lane. He is going to come back out and recycle into P10. So again, crucially here for Shane Wyatt, needs to be 5 positions or more ahead of Mario Miranda, and that is not the case here as they circulate under yellow with 16 to go.
Yeah, but, I mean, DJ, I mean, it's Daytona. I mean, you know, that can change in the blink of an eye. It can change, you know, it can change at any point in the race. I mean, you just one move can change that whole outcome any way, shape, fashion, or form. And I'll be honest with you, DJ, kudos to you once again, because, I mean, you're able to keep up with all of this right here. There's no damn way I can keep up with it. Like I said, I mean, I don't even have a pen and a piece of paper with me to be able to keep up with it. Lord knows I wouldn't be able to keep up with it with another side of my brain as far as calling a race. So kudos to you, brother.
Well, it just comes from a lot of experience and making sure I know exactly how to be able to cover everything that I can. But certainly at this point, it is a little bit more difficult than you would think. It is absolutely insane here to try to keep up with all of this as they run around. Very, very difficult here to be able to get everything together.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. I mean, you know, this points deal, it's absolutely crazy. I've never seen a points battle like this on iRacing as crazy as this right here. I mean, it could go to any of these guys. And let's not forget, Granted, Robert Hanratty, he is 1 lap down. He's still in this thing, DJ, folks. He is still in this thing because if something happens, we have another wreck, and White and Miranda end up getting involved in it, and somehow or another they end up getting a meatball flag. Robert Hanratty, hell, all he's got to do is just finish the race, and guess what? He's got this sucker in the bag, but granted, there's more behind him. 4th, 5th, all the way back. They got a shot too. I mean, it's literally anybody's. It's anybody's race, and it's anybody's championship right now.
Well, here is the situation with Hanratty. Austin Shoemaker and Casey Knighton have just come out behind him. Now, Hanratty riding in 20th position right now. He will not get a bonus point for leading a lap of this race. So 20th, he needs to finish 19th or above to be able to beat both Miranda and Shane Wyatt. If Miranda has a problem and finds himself farther down in the order, then the math gets a little bit more complicated. But for Miranda, he needs to finish, I believe, no lower than 6th position if Hanratty stays in 20th, and he will have a shot to be able to claim the championship. For Shane Wyatt, Wyatt needs to win the race, and Hanratty needs to stay 20th, and that does not include what can happen with Miranda.
Okay, that folks, that right there, that's the reason why I didn't go to college for math, right there. That's why I'm not a math major, right there. 9 ways to Sunday. Believe it or not, I went to school for computers, and yes, rednecks can go to school for computers, folks. We'll just go ahead and throw that out there for you. But looks like we're coming back to the green, DJ. We'll see if all that math ends up adding up.
We'll have to see if it does. Stephen Harlow going to lead the field around here as the pace car pulls down into pit lane, into the Geico restart zone, and there goes the green. We are racing back at Daytona with 14 laps to go. It's a big lead there for Harlow, but that's going to come back to bite him as Shane Wyatt and Isaac Mock look to link up on the high side, and they're going to get a run.
They're going to get a hell of a run. So now Shane White, he goes to the front. Isaac Mock right behind him. Here comes James Kunkel in that number 21. Do not count out James Kunkel. He's won a race in Atlanta earlier this season with the new Atlanta layout. He knows how to get it done on these super speedways. He may end up playing spoiler to this whole thing when it's all said and done. Shane White leads, Mock right behind him, Kunkel, and how about this? The number 6, Dustin Reeves, started 23rd on the field. He's running in 4th, but here comes Richard Swavely and the number 32 down on the bottom side.
Yeah, but Swaley doesn't have a lot of help. He's going to be praying for a little bit of a push here from Stephen Harlow. If that can help him out a little bit as they run, doesn't look like it at the moment. That low line will stall out, and Wyatt will continue to lead, doing exactly what he needs to do here at this point, wrecking behind.
Big wreck back there in the back. Not real sure exactly who it was. That's Casey Knighton in the number 28. Caution on the speedway after we had a little bit of a tangle up going out of the trial for him, trying to get an idea of exactly who it is. But it looks like it started back there with Charles Stevens, maybe a little bit ahead of him.
Yeah, Chuck Feltz also involved in that as well. Looks like he is that. And crucially here, Robert Hanratty lost a position to Austin Shoemaker, which means Hanratty will not get the wave around.
Very, very unfortunate for that. And folks, actually, it was Chris Shoemaker. He got stuck in the middle. You'll see it right here. I mean, Shoemaker, he got stuck in the middle, tried to see if he could jump down. Wow, somebody back there took a hellacious hit all the way up into the wall. But you're going to see Chris Shoemaker. There you see him. He's right smack dab in the middle, riding on board with Chuck Feltz. Also, I mean, you know, Chris, I mean, he tries to jump up and then tries to jump back down, fill that hole. Chuck ends up closing the hole up, and then everybody else basically piling in right there. It looks like that was Chuck Feltz that took that hellacious hit into the outside wall.
Yeah, it was Chuck. So let's take a look here on board Chris Shoemaker, just into the sucker hole involved in this. And we're hearing from our man behind the scenes, Ted Manning, that Hanratty may have been involved in this incident as well. We'll see if we can get her on board with Hanratty here shortly. Oh, that's him. That's him with that a front clip. Oh, this is the worst case scenario for your championship points leader coming into the race.
Wow, folks, and that's exactly what can happen when you ride at the back. I mean, you end up getting caught up in the wreck. Granted, he was obviously one lap down, trying to be able to get up there, get the wave around, get the lucky dog. But this is not what you want right here, so he's not going to be able to get the lucky dog if he even had it at the time. But now he's got to make it even worse because, granted, no fast repairs, DJ. So now he's got to go in and get a whole front bumper. He's got to have to get that. He's got to get the car at least fixed back up to where it's going to be able to get out there and compete. But I mean, we know Robert Hanratty. He will try to go out there and give it his all the way down to. I mean, all the way down to the checkered flag because it's a championship right here at stake.
Yeah, but he's down into pit lane. He is going to get repairs, and I've got to imagine that iRacing is going to have mandatory repairs for him for that. He will be down in 21st position. Depending on how long this is going to take, this could effectively eliminate him from championship contention.
And then that's going to make that math just a little bit easier for you right there, DJ, between Shane White and Mario Miranda now. But, I mean, let's not count them out. I mean, there's still a lot of drivers behind them, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, all the way back to where you was talking about that still mathematically have a shot right here. Granted, Shane White leads. Mario Miranda's sitting in 7th right now. White's got some positions up on Mario Miranda right now, so it looks like Shane White, pretty good spot if he can hold it there. But, I mean, you know, everybody else behind him, I mean, all these guys that's still up here, like you said, in the top 8, they still got a shot if White and Miranda end up getting wrecked right here.
Yeah, exactly. And so as they stand right now, I do believe that if things were to finish the way that they are, we still have 10 laps to go, and remember, 3 chances at a green-white checkers. It will be, at this point, Wyatt will be declared your champion because Miranda is back in 7th position. So this is what Wyatt needs to have happen. This is what he wants to have happen.
Yeah, this is exactly what he needs right there. And there you see Mario Miranda. Check him out. Already rubbing the gloves, trying to get it going. He wants this to go ahead and get back green right here. He don't want to be riding around under caution. He wants to try to get back up there, get with Isaac Mock, get with his teammate, and get himself back in contention. Have a shot to win the 2023 Sunoco Winners Series. It's right here. I mean, it's right there in the palm of their hands, DJ. I mean, it's right there in the palm of their hands. They got a shot to reach out there and grasp it right here. They just got to make the right moves, and everything's just got to work right. And they can't get up, and they can't get caught up in the hurricane.
No, they cannot get caught up in the hurricane. They're going to have about a half a lap here, or they're going to have another full lap to get back out. Hanratty is back out on track. That puts him in P20 at the moment. P20 at the moment. I'll do the math here to figure out where that'll put him in terms of points.
That a boy. I mean, and that a boy for Robert Hanratty. I mean, you know, looks like he got a new front bumper, so looks like may not be as bad, but we'll see what happens when everybody gets going green, see if he's going to be able to stay with the draft. He may end up being in a pretty good spot right now because Casey Knight and Kip Easley and Chuck Founts, all of them 1 lap down respectively on the board. So, I mean, there's a possibility that, you know, they may end up getting caught up in the wreck. Hanratty may end up clearing it, and then he may end up getting back in contention. I mean, it's so much stuff going on right here, DJ. It's hard to keep up with that and the points and everything else. Just so much stuff going on, man. I'm telling you, this is why I love racing. All the drama, all the crazy stuff, I love it.
It's fantastic. All right, here is the points as they run of the moment. Right now, if things were to end as they do, it would be Mario Miranda. No, excuse me, I did that math wrong. I got it confused as they run. But it would be, at this point, Hanratty with 356 points as they run. And then the rest of the other 2, I'll have to figure that out as they come back around to green.
Damn it, boy. Give this man a raise. I'm telling you, he's got it all lined up right here, DJ. Yeah, I'm telling you, the years of experience, that's why you're one of the best right there. But we'll see how this sucker plays out because you never know. That paper, we may end up having to get a new paper when this thing's all said and done.
If things were to finish as they were, it would be a tie between Shane Wyatt and Robert Hanratty, but we can't figure that out here at the moment because the green flag flies. We are back to racing here at Daytona with 9 laps to go.
Shane White down on the bottom conkle trying to give him that shove. Here comes Isaac Mock. Here comes Dustin Reeves. As I said, started 23rd in the field, way back there in the back. Number 6, Dustin Reeves. He gives Isaac Mock a hell of a shove. Richard Schwabely up there on the top side. How about Timothy Stubblefield? He was a lap down just a while ago, and now he's up here battling for the win.
All right, here we go. This is what the battle is here at this point as everybody tries to hold in. 9 laps to go. Up at the front of the field, it will be Isaac Mox. Reeves holding into second as Wyatt has had a hellacious start. That is not what he wanted to have happen. 3 wide, farther back in the field. Miranda gets into the side of Progar. Miranda's spinning.
Miranda goes around trying to stick it 3 wide in the whole damn field, trying to see if they can get around them. But Mario Miranda tried to stick it 3 wide, tried to make an aggressive move. Progar didn't get the memo, ended up getting into his door, and then all hell broke loose coming off of 4. But there you see Mario Miranda trying to get the car straightened back out. Caution on the speedway, and Knighton got in the wreck. Hanratta's the lucky dog.
Oh my goodness, and folks, with Hanratta being in 19th position here at this point, if Knighton is part of this accident, let's take a look there. Contact off the wall and just chaos as it goes through. This may have given the championship to Robert Hanratta. We ride on board with Mario Miranda as he saw this. That's Progar in front of him. A little bit of a shove to Progar as Miranda tries to take it 3 wide. There's the further contact, and there it is from behind as Mario Miranda gets spun around.
Wow, I mean, he had to try to do something right there, DJ. He had to try to make a move, maybe try to ease around, try to figure out what he needed to do. Obviously, stuck it 3 wide right there. Progar, Stubblefield down there on the bottom. And, I mean, he just muscled his way up in there. He knocked Progar sideways, and Progar's just trying to straighten the car back out. So, obviously, no intentional spin right there, at least from what we can see. But, I mean, he slammed him. He door slammed him or door banged him so hard that he just knocked the car sideways, and it was all Progar could do to save it. And the only way that he could save it ended up turning Mario Miranda.
All right, we are going to have to see here exactly what shakes out in all of this. Miranda coming down into pit lane. Points as they run. Miranda effectively eliminated from the race here at this point. And with Robert Hanratta in 19th position, he will finish the race with 357 points. The maximum that Shane Wyatt can get with the win, 356.
Wow, I'm telling you, that's going to get crazy right here. We're going to see what happens. There you see Robert Hanratta. He's on the loud pedal. He's able to get back on the lead lap. And obviously, I mean, the car has to be in pretty good shape to be able to hang with everybody right there and not get pushed back too far. I mean, obviously, because he was in front of Casey Knighton to be able to get in that area, but Knighton ended up getting back to him in turn 3. And Knighton ends up getting involved in the caution, which, like I said, DJ, like I said earlier, when there's a caution, iRacing registers contact. Knighton had contact registered to him. That's why you see Robert Hanratta getting the lucky dog and Knighton not able to get it.
Yeah, exactly. But Hanratta is going to come back down into pit lane after getting that lucky dog. So crucial there to him because he will now be able to stay on the lead lap, get a little bit more repairs done on the car. This could be a winning strategy for him. I thought he seemed a little bit down on power as they came on through. He's going to get some repairs done on the car and hopefully be back out and on his way before everything is called.
Yeah, we'll see exactly what happens. But granted, you don't want to stay in there too long. You don't want to end up going down another lap right here and end up screwing yourself after, you know, what has been already a crazy race here at Daytona. I mean, honestly, DJ, I mean, it's like I said earlier. I mean, we've called numerous races throughout this 10-week season. The first 9 weeks has been absolutely crazy. I'm telling you, this right here has got to be the best one already. And we still got 7 laps to go. We have no idea how this sucker's going to play out right here. It's just a matter of time before we crown a Sunoco Winter Series champion. Here's the only trick. We don't know who it's going to be. Just like the drivers, just like the fans at home, nobody knows who's going to win this sucker.
And here is a little bit of insult to injury for Mario Miranda. Makes it out of pit lane, but does it just in front of Robert Hanratta. Now, they will be at the back of the field. Depending on how much damage Mario Miranda has, he is the only one at this point with Hanratta in now 17th position to be able to get his way up forward and maybe be able to take this championship crown.
Yeah, and the other problem for Robert Hanratta, him being the lucky dog, he's going to have to start behind everybody. So he's literally going to have to start behind all the lap cars. I mean, literally, he's got to be tail end Charlie all the way at the back. So that, I mean, that just makes it even harder for Robert Hanratty to try to get back up there, get to Mario Miranda, and be able to get going. So, I mean, DJ, that's just how the rules is with the lucky dog and all that other stuff. So, I mean, we'll see how it plays out right here. But Robert Hanratty looks like he's got that car fixed pretty good. Mario Miranda may have had just a little bit right rear damage. Not really sure how that's going to play out for him, but we'll see what happens right here.
Yeah, we'll see exactly what happens as it looks like they're Hanratty riding behind. I believe that's Charles Stevens in front of him as the field makes their way through 3 and 4 here at this point. We're going to be coming to the line with 5 laps to go. Remember, if we get another yellow here at this point, it will put us into a green-white checker situation, and green-white checkers, 3 attempts at green-white checkers before. Oh, Hanratty up into the wall there as company came steaming on by him. I think he's okay, but a little bit of confusion at the back of the pack. Nevertheless, let's focus in on the front of this field. Isaac Mock, Dustin Reeves going to be leading the field around to green here at this point. Let's see how they do as they get into the Geico start zone, and there goes the green. We're back under green flag conditions here from Daytona.
Mock gets a hell of a jump. Dustin Reeves may have been sleeping just a little bit. Actually, Shane White might have been sleeping a little bit. Isaac Mock damn near cleared the whole field when he took that restart. Now he's going to jump down in front of Dustin Reeves. Here comes Shane White. James Kunkel up on the top side. They are all by themselves. They've actually got some other guys behind them trying to get up here and close the gap. But Isaac Mock, Dustin Reeves. Now here comes Richard Swavely. He's going to jump up in front of Shane White. Richard Swavely going for the lead. Mock tried to make it as we got a wreck.
We've got a wreck in the back. I'm not sure if we're going to get a yellow as Austin Shoemaker, a couple other bombs involved in it, and the yellow is thrown.
Wow, caution on the speedway, and it was just a bad move. Guess who was in it, DJ? Mario Miranda tried to stick it 3 wide. Austin Shoemaker tried to jump down and try to get in front of him. It ends up turning Shoemaker around. You'll see it back here. I mean, Austin, he's already trying to go down right here. Oddly enough, ends up getting into Chris Shoemaker. There goes Mario Miranda. But Miranda was going to stick it straight in the middle, as you're going to see right here. There goes Dakota Curtis. He goes down. Miranda, he's going to get the run. So obviously the car is not as bad as we may have thought. But here's the hole. He tries to go. Wow, actually there might have been a little bit of net code on that. I'm not 100% if Austin came down into him or not. But, I mean, from what I saw, I thought he actually came down, but, I mean, that's just too close to tell.
Well, let's take a look here on board with Austin Shoemaker after we take this look on board with Mario Miranda. There you see the jig for the inside. I'm not sure if there was movement. Let's watch the steering wheel here on Austin Shoemaker if we can. Now watch here as he comes in. If we see a movement to the left as they come off of the banking here of NASCAR 2, coming down into it, is there going to be movement? There's the little bit of the shift, little bit of it there. Now, I think you're right there, Jake. I think that was netcode extraordinaire.
Yeah, big time. That's exactly what it was. I mean, and that's what you get here at Super Speedways. I mean, we've already seen it. We've seen it all season long, DJ. You know, with just, I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, you know, everybody hates it. I hate it. I'm sure you hate it. And I guarantee you, Austin Shoemaker and Mario Miranda, they hate it big time as we see Mario Miranda going back down pit road. Austin Shoemaker right behind him.
And crucially here, these drivers coming down into pit lane right now. You know who's not? Robert Hanratty. That moves him up into 12th place position, and that is more than enough for him to clinch the championship here at this point. Shane Wyatt has moved up into P2 at this point, but that is still not enough as Wyatt came into the day 20 points behind Hanratty, and 12th place will seal the deal for that number 37.
If he can stay there, DJ, if Robert Hanratty can stay there, like you said, he will be the champion. But honestly, from what I have been seeing through every bit of this last little bit, ever since we had that one caution that basically trickled down all of this right here, it's starting to rain out there, DJ. I got a feeling this hurricane, I got a feeling this storm is fixing to kick off right here, because these guys are fixing to get very aggressive. These pushes are going to get more aggressive. The moves are going to get more aggressive, and all hell's going to break loose at some point. It's just who's going to be standing at the end of it. Is it going to be Shane White? Is it going to be Robert Hanratty, Mario Miranda? Hell, who knows at this point? but I got a feeling, like I said, we're coming down right here to green-white checkers from what it's looking like. We don't know right here. This storm's, it's brewing. It's just a matter of time before it drops it down.
Yeah, I've got to agree with you there about that. And let's go over the green-white checker rules for those who are unfamiliar here on the iRacing service. We will see a green flag. Drivers will have 1 lap to complete. They will then come around to the white flag. If the white flag is displayed and drivers cross under the start-finish stripe, the next flag will end it. And that means that if there is a wreck on that final lap, it does not matter. We will still come to the checkered flag. So race your heart out to the very, very end.
Yep. I mean, this right here, I mean, it's, you know, don't lift at all. I mean, honestly, you know, I said it earlier on in the season, you know, shout out to the late, great Jerry Reed. At this point, every single one of them's looking over in the passenger seat going, all right, hold on to your ass, Fred. Here we go again. That's exactly what they're thinking right now. Everybody better be holding on to everything that they got because it's going to be foot to the floor, and nobody's going to give a damn at this point. Everybody's going to be trying to go to the front.
Yeah, everybody's going to be pushing as much as they can here at this point to try to get themselves into good position. No more than the drivers up front. Robert Hanratty currently in 12th place right now. Going to be holding on to what could be a championship winning position. Shoemaker getting a little devilishly close to him there at that point. But now here they come. The lights are out on the iRacing race car as Richard Swavely will lead this field around to green. It was Swavely that won a race earlier this year in that number 32. He's hoping to add 2 to his title. Shane Wyatt hoping to go for 3 and maybe something to befall Robert Hanratty as we come around here. Pace car down into pit lane. All eyes headed towards Barney the Flagman. Excuse me, we're on the max straightaway. I got too excited.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited too, DJ. I'm ready to get this bad boy going. But like you said, Richard Swavely, Shane White. How about Isaac Mock up there? Teammate to Mario Miranda. Could play some serious spoiler right here with all this going on. And just like James Kunkel up there. How about Dustin Reeves? How about Stub Nation? Where are you out there, Stub Nation up here? 17th up to 6th. Timothy Stubblefield up here on the top side. Stephen Harlow's going to be right behind him, and Josh Lunkovich's down on the bottom. How about old Stimpy, Steven Stympian? He's up here as well. It's anybody's race. I mean, we got a race going on. We got a race for the championship, a race to the checkered flag. God, man, this is why I love racing.
I couldn't agree with you more. Now, not to be a false alarm, pace car down into pit lane. Eyes go towards Barney the Flagman. 3 laps to go from Daytona. 2 at the stripe, and it's a great getaway for Swavely, but is that going to come back to bite him? As it looks like, though, that the 27 of Shane Wyatt's lost his pusher up on the high side. He's left high and dry, and it's going to be Kunkel and Mock hooking up together down low.
Yeah, Stubblefield not able to get up to the back bumper, and here comes Mock. Here comes Kunkel. Thought about taking that run, but now Shane White able to get through all 5 gears. Try to work on this top side. Here comes Stubblefield. Here comes Stympian as now they check up big time on the bottom side. Swavely ends up, look at Steven Stympian. He's going to send it straight up the middle and try to go 3 wide all by himself.
That's going to be Shoemaker down into the back, but he could be into the grass, and that could avoid a yellow flag here at this point. They're going to be 3 wide as they come out of turn 4 here as they run. Swavely still up in the front of the field. 3 wide. Stympian getting gobbled up. A push from Progar. Remember, if they get the white flag, it is go to the finish. It is go to the finish.
Put it on the floor, boys. Put it all the way onto the floor. Swavely trying to hold on. Here comes Isaac Mock. He's going to jump to the top. James Kunkel's going to go with him. How about Shane White? Look at 3 wide. He's going to get turned by Steven Stympian into Dustin Reeves.
Oh, massive crash that's going to take out the majority of the field. Wyatt continues to try to push ahead. That leaves Mock, Kunkel, Swavely up at the front of the field. Hanratty all the way up to 5th place. That will surely secure his championship, but we've got to focus in on the battle for the leaders here at this point. Mock leading ahead of Kunkel. Kunkel trying to get the run. Don't count out Richard Swavely, who could get a monster run here on the high side. He could have momentum, but does anybody have anything for Isaac Mock? No, the number 47 will take the victory, but in 5th place, through the most unlikely of circumstances, it's Robert Hanratty who will win the Sunoco Winter Series.
Holy hell, what a finish here at Daytona. Robert Hanratty started at the back of the field, went 1 lap down, may even went 2 laps down, had the whole front bumper cut off of the car, DJ, and comes back after a wild crash coming off of turn 2. Robert Hanratta's going to get the championship.
Robert Hanratta, with 1 victory on the season, will be able to claim it. A remarkable run here for the driver of the number 37 and the -273 machine. He is going to be the happiest driver that you have imagined here at this point. Absolutely remarkable stick-to-itiveness. We questioned his strategy at the beginning, and we shouldn't have, because Robert Hanratta is your champion.
How about that? And he's going to come out here, looks like he's going to burn it down, much like Isaac Mock, who as well, folks, let's just not count him out as well. I mean, Isaac Mock, I mean, he won the race. How about that? I mean, Isaac Mock, he was one of the drivers earlier on in the season at Talladega with the COTs. He ended up finishing backwards and got 3rd in that race. So I'm happy, you know, I'm sure he's tickled to death right now that he was able to get to the finish line first and be able to get there with the front wheels getting there before the back wheels.
As Isaac Mock starts to burn it down, it's now time for tonight's Sunoco winning moment. More high-powered performance engines rely on Sunoco race fuels than all others combined. For over 50 years, Sunoco has been fueling the top race car drivers around the world with high-quality performance fuels they can trust to power them to the checkered flag. Sunoco, fueling victories from track to tank. Our 2 winners here tonight, Mock and Hanratta, burn it down and celebrate. We'll be back to talk with them in just a few moments' time, but until then, we're going to take a quick break and be back here soon on Podium Esports.
Janice.
Cheryl. What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. We've been doing it for American racing for over 50 years. Fuel your best.
What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. We've been doing it for American racing for over 50 years. Fuel your best.
Hi guys, today me and Moose welcome to my extremely formal presentation of my 2 latest creations, the MPI Sync Chassis and the MPI Foldable Stand. When I created the MPI chassis, I wanted to have everything included, what it means. So in the MPI chassis, I wanted to have everything you need besides the electronics. So it has the keyboard tray, mouse tray, adjustability, TV stand, computer stand, super stiff pedal assembly, a seat that if you want, if you don't have a lot of space, you can fold it. If you have limited space, I solved your problem. The MPI wheel stand, you can use any component you want on it, and at night, fold in half, very limited space, and you can put it away. You can use your own chair, your own TV, problem solved.
Fuller.
Yeah,
Need an F-150 for Smith build.
got it.
Yesterday.
I know.
Don't forget my BMW.
Gotcha. Check this out. All the major online automotive sites in one place. BMW, done. F-150, done.
How's he do it?
I can search nationwide, even those classified sites. Auto Tempest, all the cars, one search. That's how I do it.
Welcome back to what was a spectacular finale to the 2023 Sunoco Winter Series. Let's go ahead and bring you on board with your champion, Robert Hanratta. Jake, talk us through what may have been the clean move of the race here.
I'm telling you, I mean, honestly, I'm going back and watching it myself. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. There you see all hell end up breaking loose. The damn seas parted for for him, DJ. He was able just to sneak it right through there. I'm sure he probably had his eyes closed, honestly, because I would have had my eyes closed all the way through that whole deal right there. But he was able to get through and be able to get the championship out of it. I mean, I mean, that's what we talked about. Who's going to be able to make it to the end? There you see, I mean, there you see the contact up at the front. Shane White tried to be able to make it three wide, ends up getting into step in. And like I said, the seas parted. Everybody, chaos going on all the way around it. Like I said, I'm sure Robert Hanratty wasn't even looking because his eyes were closed. But Robert Hanratty able to dodge chaos here at Daytona and win the championship.
An absolutely remarkable run for him, and we'll be talking to him in short order. But first and foremost, we want to talk to the victor on the night, driver of the number 47, Isaac Mock. Let's run you through those championships. Let's run you through that race result, however. It was Mock, Kunkel, and Swavely. You were top three. We'll be talking to them in short order. Alex Huffman was P4, then Robert Hanratty with the drive of the century. Charles Stevens was in excuse me, my scoring's a little bit off as Muscarella is scored 6th, then Harlow, Knighton, Progar, and Dakota Curtis to round out your top 10.
Then Shane White, after trying to make that move right there at the end, not able to work out for him. He's going to end up finishing 11th. And Mario Miranda, I mean, hell of a fight for Mario Miranda. Looked great earlier on and then ends up getting caught up in a couple of incidents. Granted, not the end of the season that he wanted, but he will end up finishing in the 12th spot here at Daytona. Stub Nation, Timothy Stubblefield will finish 13th. Chris Shoemaker will finish 14th. Josh Lunkovich 15th. Dustin Reeves 16th. Charles Stevens 17th. Steven Stempian 18th. Austin Shoemaker 19th. And Kip Easley rounds out the top 20.
Then it was Herb, Feltz, Whittington, and Winters. The rest of your field, all of them having a pretty rough day out there. But now it is time to bring up your victor on the day, Isaac Mock. Isaac, it looked like you were involved and ready to be rearing into this race the entire way through. How does it feel to be on the top step?
I don't know what to do with my hands. I have no idea what to talk about here. I'm speechless. So, yeah. We had a really good game plan from the start. Mario wanted to get to the top line and just being him control it. I figured out the side draft really early on where I could, stall out the inside lane and keep us ahead. But with the pit stops and everything out, I didn't know how it would result in the end.
Well, it certainly did play out for you well. And I mean, I want to talk to you there. It looked like you were really having a good back and forth with with your teammate there of Mario Miranda. How much communication was going back and forth between the two of you?
The whole team, we talked the entire race, and I wouldn't be in victory lane right now without Kunkel pushing me to that win. So this was top to bottom race team putting together our best run. We talked everything through two or three times to make sure we were on the same page, and what we were doing was going to result in one of us winning. Um, I'm just really thankful and thank the Lord it was actually me for once.
I feel that, my friend. Well, is this going to carry you on a little bit more momentum into the full-on Sunoco Winter Series? You excited for it?
Yeah, before the end of spring series last season, I really started figuring out these next gens with the long runs. The farther we would go, the better I'd get, and I got a little bit better with qualifying to put me in a better position. So full length races are really going to fall into my lap. I was really starting to figure out these cars. I was getting a lot of help from other drivers and putting in the time that I need. So it's all up from here. We're going to put on our best season.
Well, we can't wait to see how it plays out, Isaac. Congratulations on a great race out there today. Really impressive stuff.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for all you've done this winter series. You guys have been top notch. I want to thank my wife and my family. They are the greatest. Mario and James and Casey at Race Team and Team Watson Racing and everybody at Sunoco for putting on this show for us. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you for putting on the good show for us. Drives like that make our lives a little bit easier, my friend.
Yes, sir. Woo, let's go, baby.
All right, let's go. Indeed, Isaac Mock, your victor here tonight. And now, Jake, it looks like you've been able to catch up with P2, Mr. James Kunkel.
Yeah, James Kunkel up here in the booth. And James, I mean, obviously had the teammate right there in front of you. I'm sure you wanted to try to take that run right there with that or try to be able to get around Isaac. But just talk us through your night, brother. I mean, because it seemed like it was a hell of a race from your point of view, all the way up to the checkered flag.
Yeah, it was fun. Great teamwork between myself, Isaac, and Mario all night. The ultimate goal was to get Mario the championship. Thought at one point there with about 20 to go, we were looking really, really good. It didn't happen. Kind of opened the door for me and Isaac, kind of just throw caution in the wind. And yeah, I had a little run there on Isaac. Could have maybe took it and slowed us down, but then Richard would have come to us, and who knows. So I figured it was best just to take the 1-2. So 3 of our team had won this winter series. So all in all, it was fun. Had a great night.
Absolutely. I mean, you had a great night, and actually, I'll kind of piggyback off of DJ just a little bit here. I mean, this right here, obviously finishing on a high note here at Daytona, is this something we maybe can look forward to in the Sunoco Cup Series coming up?
I mean, I hope so. I mean, obviously, Mario's one of the top tier drivers in the league, so bring him on the team. We're hoping to learn a little bit, but we're going to put a lot of work in. Obviously, it's not all super speedways, so it should be fun. But we open up with Daytona again, so hopefully we can do something similar, a little better that time around.
Absolutely. With James Coco getting second here tonight, congratulations on that. Before we let you go, have you got anybody that you want to thank that made this possible?
Just want to thank my teammates here, Isaac, Casey, Mario. Want to thank all the admins, Dustin, Dakota for running this. Want to thank my wife for letting me. And real quick, if you don't mind, when I won Atlanta a few weeks ago, I meant to say something. I lost my mom a few months ago. It was really the first time I'd won, so I just want to say, this season, that win was for her. So I know it's not tonight, but just going back to that.
Absolutely. James Kunkel, appreciate your time, brother. Congratulations on the second place finish, and hopefully we'll be seeing you in the Sunoco Cup Series up here in the booth.
Sounds good. Appreciate it. Hey, y'all did wonderful, by the way, this winter. It was a blast listening to y'all.
Thank you, sir. That was James Kunkel, end up finishing second, but DJ, I believe you're standing by with Richard Swavely, who finished third.
I am indeed. Richard Swavely up 10 spots on the day. It feels like talking to you during this winter series is becoming a little bit of a habit, sir.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not a fan of super speedway racing, but I seem to be relatively proficient at it. So
Yeah, turning well, and you got the visit from the furry friend there. Always love to see when a puppy comes on in. But talk me through the race. I mean, up 10 spots, it looked like you were just kind of slowly but surely piecing your way up through the field.
yeah, once that the caution after the really long green flag run, once it came out, originally I was going to run it or leave it up top, and then the whole bottom line just stopped moving. I'm like, well, okay, well, I'll just mosey on up here then, and then everybody kept wrecking behind me, and I just had really good track position that last run, and if I think if I would have pulled up and got behind Kunkel and Isaac a lot sooner than I did after everybody piled up, I probably would have had a better chance at least giving him a fight for that win up there. But great win for Isaac. I know he's been in the league for quite a while and stuff. So yeah, I'm happy with third.
All right, well, happy with third, and now as we return back to the Sunoco series as a whole, maybe some less super speedways there for you. How do you feel about the whole season coming up?
I'm a kind of a calculated driver. Like I don't take. I'm kind of more conservative than some people. So I think the longer full length races next season is gonna kind of fall into my wheelhouse a lot better than the kind of more abbreviated races. So I'm actually looking forward to it. I wasn't a fan of this next gen when last season, but I've started to figure out this next gen car finally, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing you out there, my friend. Best of luck to you, and we will see you on the track.
All right, thank you.
All right, that was Richard Swavely, your third place driver here today. And Jake, you get the fine privilege of talking to our champion, Robert Hanratter.
Yeah, I mean, we got champagne, we got beer, we got everything flopping around all over the place down here with Robert Hanratter. Robert, congratulations. You are the 2023 Sunoco Winter Series champion. How does it feel, sir?
It feels great. It was a grind. I mean, lap 80, I didn't think I had a shot. Took a lap down. I didn't know how I was going to get that lap back. Then I got caught up in that wreck. I was like, this one's over. My wheel was all out of whack on that one.
I'm telling you, man. I mean, absolutely. I mean, I mean, just talk us through, kind of your strategy because I mean, we saw you. I mean, obviously, yeah, I mean, you started at the back. You didn't even qualify. I mean, was that just kind of, just kind of a wait and see strategy? But then obviously, kind of fell off a little bit, because you was talking about you went one lap down. But I mean, did you think for once out of this race that what, maybe I just completely screwed this up?
Uh, I mean, I'd be lying if I told you I didn't think that. Yeah, but I don't know. That's just a strategy I've gone with all season. I've only qualified in 2 races this season, and those are both auto clubs, Talladega, Atlanta, Daytona. I never qualified. I don't know if anyone ever noticed that, but did not run one qualifying lap at those tracks. And here I am, end of the season, champion, 8 top 5s, I think six top 5s, 8 top 10s. I mean, nothing else matters if you're not there at the end. You got to give yourself a chance, and you don't have a chance if you're not racing when the checker flag's waving.
Absolutely. Well, Robert Hanratty, congratulations on a fantastic season. Congratulations on the championship. And before we let you go, have you got anybody that you want to thank that made this championship possible?
Oh, absolutely. Of course, my fiance for letting me do this week in and week out. Um, Jesse for bringing me on to Full Log Racing, being a wonderful team owner he is, and just the admins letting me join for the Winter Series because I'm not, as of right now, I'm not even a part of the Spring Series in Sunoco. I'll be down in Xfinity on Sunday night, so just them letting me join is awesome, and then the fact that I was able to pull it out over all these guys that will be here in the spring, it's quite nice.
Absolutely. Well, Robert Hanratty, you can add it to your iRacing resume. Champion of the Sunoco Winter Series. Congratulations on the championship, sir.
Thank you guys.
All right, well, that's going to unfortunately start to close out our broadcast tonight and unfortunately close out the Sunoco Winter Series. But, Jake, we've got more action to look forward to as we do indeed get ready for the full-on Sunoco Championship over the course of 2024, heading back to such wonderful tracks as Indianapolis, and the full schedule, not just super speedways.
No, I mean, it's not. I mean, this schedule, I've seen it, DJ. I mean, it's going to test these guys big time. I mean, there you see the schedule starting back basically where they finished here tonight, Daytona. Then they go to Vegas. Then they go to the all-crazy short track of Bristol Motor Speedway, Texas. Back to a super speedway at Talladega, Kansas, Charlotte, Sonoma. Throwing a road course in there. How about that right there with Nashville, Indianapolis Motor Speedway. All the way down to where we're at again, Daytona for the last race in the regular season. And then after that, it's a short run all the way down to Homestead, where I think that, NASCAR needs to have their final race at. Awesome schedule that Dakota Curtis, every single one of them, has put together right here. It's going to be a blast watching these guys next season.
Oh, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. As you can see on your screen, that's going to kick off on February 25th and take us all the way through November 10th. But that will, you'll just have to watch some replays in between then and now because we will be running every other week in full-length races for that. And we're very excited to be able to bring you that. But as for tonight, we've got to give a big thank you to Dakota Curtis and all of the admins on the Sunoco Winter Series. And a big thanks to our team, Jake, Eddie, and Dougie, and also, of course, Ted Manning, who's been working behind the scenes for us. Also, none of this is possible without those behind the scenes at Podium Esports, Rachel and Ryan Bauer. Thank you so much for watching tonight's broadcast of the 2023 Sunoco Winter Series finale, and we look forward to Season 7 of the Sunoco Winter Series starting on February 25th.